Hello, how are you? Okay, oh, yeah, I got two to go on the show. Whoa. I didn't something. I didn't do something. But anyway, doesn't matter. I didn't do something. So you get it up out there. Get the butt up there. We got to go. Okay, this is the Samsung Galaxy S27 5-year change in the smartphone world. And do I go up here? Text. That's what it looks like that with a bezel with a. Oh, yeah. Oh, mira. Okay, hasta de aquí. That's here. Yeah.
Samsung Galaxy S27 5G change in the smartphone world. Samsung is one of the biggest phone companies in the world. Every year they come up with a new phone with new technology. However, their phones are listed in different series like S, A, M, J, etc., so people with different budgets can use them. The S series is their best multitasking phone series, and their next phone is the Samsung Galaxy S270 5G. This phone will have different features with powerful phone components. It has an ultra-edge box design with a quad camera in its back and a front camera in front. The chipset is the SD898 processor, which can support 5G network services. It will have a 4K supported display to run the best quality videos. You can even capture stunning pictures or videos with it. The price of this phone is expected to be decent, so it will be the next best phone according to phone experts. Samsung Galaxy S27 specification. The new Galaxy S27 will come with the best Samsung Android phone technology. So it will have vast features with fast components. The Samsung Galaxy S27 specs are described below. Design. As the Galaxy S27 is the newest and most modern model of Samsung, they provided a very unique and elegant look on this phone. The shape of the phone is an ultra-edge design. Almost all flagship phone companies use this type of shape in their phones. There is no home button on this phone. All the buttons are on-screen buttons, and the display is an OLED display. The front camera is also an on-screen camera. There are 4 rear cameras on the left-hand back side of the phone. You can see an ultrasonic sensor on the top right side of the phone, which enhances the elegant look of the phone. Like also the Samsung S28 body. If you are talking about the body structure of the phone, the Samsung Galaxy S271 has a very well-structured glass body build. You can hold the phone with proper ease because of its very good engineering dimensions. It has a Gorilla Glass Victus Plus front screen, and a Gorilla Glass Victus Plus back body. That's why the phone's weight is not much, about 170 grams, and it doesn't feel heavy on your hand. This phone supports 2 nano or eSIM cards. The side of the phone is framed by aluminum, which protects this phone from any kind of scratch. Its well-built body allows it to be used in water for up to 30 minutes. Display. The Galaxy S27 has a dynamic 2x AMOLED display. It is an HDR10 plus display that comes with 1300 nits. The size of the display is 7 inches with 3200 x 1440 pixels. The ppi density of this phone is 450. So you can see videos in a 21:9 ratio. Battery. The Samsung Galaxy S27 battery is very gigantic. It has a capacity of 8000 mAh. It is a non-removable lithium-ion battery. With this battery, you can play games for up to 10 hours. If you use this phone for normal work purposes like YouTube, Facebook, browsing, or productivity, the charge will last more than 20 hours. The phone won't turn off in standby mode for at least 100 hours. Camera. The Galaxy S27 has 4 cameras in the back and 1 in the front. The quad cameras can be used for different purposes. It has a wide 108MP, 2 telephoto cameras 32MP and 16MP, and 1 ultra-wide camera 8MP. These camera lenses have the same features as the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, LED flash, panorama, HDR, and autofocus technology. The wide camera can shoot dual-pixel PDAF with it. The dual telephoto cameras have a 3x optical zoom to capture long camera shots. You can shoot super steady video with the ultra-wide camera. The Galaxy S27's back quad camera can record videos at 8K 24 fps, 4K 30/60 fps, 1080p 30/60/240 fps, and 720p 960 fps. The front camera of this Android phone is also very good. It is a 48 megapixel selfie camera with dual pixel PDAF technology. That's why it can capture videos in 4K 30/60 fps, 1080p 30 fps quality, and auto HDR pictures. Platform. The Samsung Galaxy S27 uses Android as its operating system. As we know, it is the latest phone from Samsung, so it runs the 12th version of the Android operating system. Android 13 is a new technology provided by Google, so the user can think if it is full of bugs. But no, the color OS of Samsung made this version very user-friendly and easier to use. Samsung S24 recently got this Android version. Sound. The Galaxy S27 featured a stereo sound system. It is very helpful for competitive gamers. It also supports a 5mm jack. This jack can run high-quality audio like 32-bit/384 Hz, front-back. As I said earlier, its body is built with Gorilla Glass Victus, plus the side panels are framed with aluminum. As a result, the phone doesn't feel heavy in the user's hand. Processor. The Galaxy S27 uses the Qualcomm Snapdragon 898 5G processor. It is a powerful octa-core processor that can run any heavy software available for Android. The primary Cortex-X2 core of this processor can run at 3.09 GHz. There are also 3x Cortex-A710 and 4x Cortex-A510 cores in this chipset. This processor is attached to the next-gen super GPU, the Adreno 730. The build quality and materials of the chipset make this processor very energy efficient, 30% less battery usage. So you don't have to charge your phone much. This process is also used in the Samsung Galaxy S27 Ultra. Storage capacity. Two variants of the Samsung Galaxy S27 smartphone will be available on the market. One has 12 GB of RAM and a 256 GB storage capacity. Another one has 16 GB of RAM and 512 GB of storage capacity. Both will come with different price tags, but the other components of the phone will be the same. If you want to expand your phone's memory, you can use up to 1024 GB of external memory. Network. This is a 5G Android smartphone. As a result, it supports 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G networks. It also supports GPRS and Edge networks. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth are also available on the Galaxy S27. It will use cutting-edge Wi-Fi technology to provide faster internet access to users. It will have the same network technology as the Samsung Galaxy S27 Plus. Key features. The Galaxy S27 has a USB Type-C port for charging or sharing. It can run HTML5 websites in its browser. The camera has autofocus and LED flash technology. It has multiple important sensors, like a light sensor, proximity sensor, accelerometer, and compass. You can use face unlock and fingerprints on the lock screen. More upcoming models. Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus, Samsung Galaxy S25, Samsung Galaxy S27 release date. The Galaxy S27 will be one of the best Samsung phones in the entire world. So Samsung doesn't want to ruin its quality by bringing it faster than its release date. The Samsung Galaxy S27 release date is expected to be in the fourth quarter of 2023. You will get more details when Samsung officially announces this phone feature and its release date. Samsung Galaxy S27 price. The Samsung Galaxy S27 price has not been disclosed yet. However, according to its quality and features, it should cost around $500. $800. Who and why should they buy it? The Galaxy S27 is a device that can be used for different purposes with the highest quality. It can be used for browsing, communication, gaming, photography, and videography. The inner components of the phone provide excellent and fast performance. This flagship phone comes with a decent price tag also. The Samsung company is also renowned for providing stable and multitasking devices. So people who need enchanting features and require a fast, all-in-one device can go for it. Samsung S27 facts. Got more questions? Check the facts below. Which is the chipset of the Samsung Galaxy S27, has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 898 5G chipset. It is an octa-core processor with 13.09 GHz primary cortex, 3A 710 cortexes, and 4A 510 cortexes. There is also an Adreno 730 GPU inside it. Which country and company manufactured it? Of the Galaxy S27 is manufactured by the Korean company Samsung. It's a multinational company whose headquarters are in Seoul, South Korea. However, they have different manufacturing companies in the USA, Europe, and Asia. Which type of display panel is used in it? Of the Samsung Galaxy S27 uses a Super AMOLED display panel. The screen size of the phone is 7 inches. Its screen is also made by the Samsung company. Is the Samsung Galaxy S27 5G capable? Yes, the Samsung S27 is 5G capable. It has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 898 processor, which is capable of running at 5G frequencies. This phone can also run on 2G, 3G, and 4G network services. Does the Samsung Galaxy S27 have a push-to-talk? Yes, the Galaxy S27 will contain push-to-talk PTT features in its built-in features. This feature includes an instantaneous communication system that has 2 programmable keys. It can switch from one voice transmission mode to another voice reception mode with the push of a button. This feature can be used with the Galaxy Xcover Pro software. This software can be found in the app list of this device. Conclusion. Every year, Samsung company provides its customers with a high-quality Android phone. However, they provide the best innovation in their S series of phones. That's why everyone is flocking to the Samsung Galaxy S27. It is a 5G phone with an 8th generation processor. This processor is powerful enough to run at 3 GHz. So it will be helpful for competitive gamers as well as regular users. It has a vast memory size, and you can also use external memory with it. So, even if you capture 4K videos with it, your storage will not run out. Also, the Samsung OS is renowned for being a stable OS worldwide. So you don't have to feel any pressure about getting hanged with this smartphone. The price may seem high for everyone, but you have to remember it is a flagship phone, so it will have a different user base.
All right. That was the Samsung 27. The Samsung 27. Okay. But anyway, they're saying that they could what they have to do here, go to Samsung. They got the 27, then they got the 26, look at that. Then they got the 26S. Oh, what was it that? S26. And the other one was, I'm gonna say that all the smartphones, but they're already out there. They just need to release it now. They don't know when to release these phones, right? Until this is a fake website, which I don't know. What's the name of this website? The website is Mobile. The website is Mobile Koto. Mobile Koto. How you spell it? Mobile? Mobile. MOBILEKOTO. Mobile Koto. Mobile Koto. I don't know why I'm saying that like that. Oh, it's got comments to it. That one's had one comment. Okay, let's go to leave a comment. Nothing there. Oopala. I saw that one that had a comment. Oop. I mean some chocolate. One comment. What's that mean? Mean does it? I'm presently overworking my S22 Plus, and it's still holding up, but yes, I care a little about the detail around the camera, screen, color, all. I am obsessed with the exterior antenna data. If the data source are are not current, the smartphone will not be worth buying to me. Whoa, whoa. Somebody to guide to it. No, for my. But this guy, this person. Oh, it's him. He's bloke, mate. The good bloke. What a beautiful man. He. Oh man, this one's got two comments. What was this one? Yes, 25. Two comments. I like it. Thanks. Okay. So they're gonna have the S26. What else? So Nokia release. Okay, we read that. Now we gotta go to another one. So what's most popular after this? Oh, it doesn't have it. Only this one. So Nokia, Samsung, Sony. I don't know. Sony, is it? I don't know. I'm just trying it out for the first time in my life. Sony CyberShot K8 5G 2023 spec. Okay, but we'll read about it.
Sony CyberShot K8 5G 2023 specs, release date, and price. The Sony CyberShot K80 5G smartphone is a high-end device that combines advanced photography capabilities with cutting-edge 5G connectivity. It features a quad-lens camera system with a primary 108-megapixel sensor as well as ultra-wide and telephoto lenses, allowing for a wide range of shooting options. The device also boasts a powerful processor, a large AMOLED display, and a long-lasting battery, making it an ideal device for streaming, gaming, and multitasking. Additionally, it includes 5G support, which provides faster download and streaming speeds, allowing you to enjoy content and stay connected with your loved ones wherever you are. The device also comes with feature-rich software that allows for advanced editing and controls for your photos and videos. The Sony CyberShot K8 5G smartphone is a powerful device that is perfect for photography enthusiasts and those who demand the best in mobile performance and connectivity. Camera rack wide 108MP plus 32MP plus 16MP plus 8MP rear camera. Performance Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 mobile platform. Launch date 15 December 2023. Sony CyberShot K8 5G specs. The Sony CyberShot K8 5G is a top-of-their-line smartphone that boasts a combination of advanced photography capabilities and cutting-edge.
So you're saying that launch date is 15th of December 2023. And it's for this Sony phone with a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. And it looks like this, amigo. But we'll see. We'll soon find out.
Connectivity. It features a quad-lens camera system with a primary 108-megapixel sensor. The device also boasts a large 6.9-inch AMOLED display with a high resolution and high refresh rate, making it perfect for streaming, gaming, and multitasking. The phone is powered by a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor and comes with large RAM and internal storage options, which ensures that the device can handle high-performance tasks efficiently. Additionally, the Sony CyberShot K8 5G is equipped with 5G support, providing faster download and streaming speeds, allowing you to enjoy content and stay connected with your loved ones wherever you are. The device also comes with feature-rich software that allows for advanced editing and controls for your photos and videos. Overall, the Sony CyberShot K8 5G is a powerful device that is perfect for photography enthusiasts and those who demand the best in mobile performance and connectivity. What are the key features of the Sony CyberShot K8 5G? General, design, display, performance, storage, camera, battery, network connectivity, multimedia, special features. Sony CyberShot K8 5G release date. Sony has a history of releasing the Xperia Edge series smartphone at unexpected intervals, and speculations suggest that the Sony CyberShot K8 will debut in December 2023. However, there has been no official confirmation from the company as of yet, so it is best to wait for an official announcement. See also Sony Xperia May's release date. Sony CyberShot K8 price. The Sony CyberShot K8 is expected to be more affordable than other smartphones on the market, with a projected starting price of $720.
Okay. That sometimes the prices are different. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me how. I checked it. One shop was an electric shop, right? And this electric shop called JBY5 or something, I don't know, here in Australia. And the S23 Ultra was 2,700 or some ridiculous, because the shop had to pay a tax or something or whatever. I don't know. And people were still buying it. I can't buy it. I do not know how to get that money, but people still buying it. I could not get it. I do not. I'm kidding. I'm very upset, right? I'm very upset. But don't worry. It's not me being upset or anything, because people still buying it, right? This one is the S23 Ultra. I'm shutting my mouth. I'm talking funny. Sorry. It's S23 Ultra, and it's got 1 GB RAM or 1,000 gigabyte, whatever. Big story. 1 TB. Yeah, 1 TB, right? And people are buying it, right? Those people who got the money. Those who don't have the money, they just go, wow. It's like flashing in front of their eyes. Wow, you're me kidding me. I can't get that. I can't afford it. It takes me 5 months to save $950. So 5 months it takes to save me $1,000. 5 months, $1,000. Yeah, okay. It's outrageous how it works. I don't understand it. Anyway, and then I went to another shop. To check the S23 Ultra with the pen and whatever it was, the Note, the Ultra, and it also the S23 was like different price. There was like, because something that shop did with the government or something. I don't know what they did. And you go there and they said, yeah, we're selling it, and we need to get more of this. There was a word there. They saying you can order, and we'll get it for you. You might have to wait 1 month. And you go, wow, 1 month, and the phone will cost you 2,600 for the S23 Ultra, the most powerful one, or something, whatever you call it. It was the S23 Ultra, was it? I don't know, man. It was incredible, brother. It was incredible what they were doing. Yeah, the S23 Ultra was 2,700 or something, or 600. And if you trade in your phone or something, they all this. It was there. There was a note. I remember on this one shop called can't remember the name of the shop. Anyway, and it was far away from my house. I had to catch one bus to town, which is 23 minutes, then another 39 minutes, so all up nearly an hour to get there. And then when you get there, you gotta walk down to this shop where it is. And it's silly, which it takes another 17 minutes. And anyway, you get there and blah blah. This shop is big. It sells furniture, it sells fridges, it sells TVs and everything. They're all saying that I need to get these pay now, pay later cards, but I don't know how to do that. I tried the other day; they wouldn't let me. I don't know how to play it, so don't worry. I don't know nothing. I'm just saying this, that they got this coming up against phones and stuff like this, but different shop, different prices, or the taxes. We need to learn to save without whinging. If you start whinging, oh yeah, you say this, you say that, you do this, you do no, no, no. My mom said if you cry, why don't you cry it all out? Because it might be good that you cry it all out. Get it all out, explain yourself, and don't ever cry again. Or try not to cry too many times. If you are going to cry certain times, whinge. Come on, let's get out of it, man. I know the idea. I just don't know how to save. I'm not good at saving money. I'm sorry. I'm not good at saving money. But if I put my mind to it, I probably could save some cash. So let's say from now, what are we on now? The 2 of the 4, 223. So we're on, what are we on? We're on Sunday the 2nd of April. Sunday the 2nd of April. Okay? Sunday the 2nd of April. By like the person said, by the end of the year, on December, I'll have this one, and I'll be until the end of the year, to December. I'll have to somehow figure out where to save some cash. You're gonna say, oh, don't be silly. You got to put it in the bank, man. Put it somewhere where you can save it. Huh? How? I only got one bank. Well, tell the bank there. Tell the bank, amigo. Tell the bank to save $10 when you get paid every week. $10 here, $50 there, $10 here, another 100 here, another 200. Tell the bank. Is that what I have to do? I haven't figured this out. Haven't figured it out how to save. Let's say if a good phone comes up, a really good one that it's got the biggest chip and everything, or whatever, and it's a killer one, everybody's complaining. Why don't they fix the issues from the old ones and just make a better one? Okay. If next say a phone costs 1,200, all right, or 1,300. No more than that. I don't want to spend no more than that. And it's a fast phone. It's got everything, kicks ass and everything. That to save $1,000 to me is like every month it will be like $150 a month, 2 months 300, 4 months. So 5 months. See, there you go. 5 months, 1,300. 5 months, the most. 5 months takes me 5 months to save 1,300. Maybe more, 6 months. Let's just say 6 months. But from here to the end of the year, anyway, I'll have money saved up. Really stupid. This is incredible. Because the phone I've got now, I have to have it on loudspeaker. The speaker is broken or something. It doesn't work anymore. When they ring and I pick it up and they say, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Another person, I can't even hear them. They can't even hear me. So, but when I put it on loudspeaker, somehow they can hear me. This is the Samsung S9 Plus. Anyway, you gotta, if you start whinging, oh, blah, blah, just wait another 6 more months, and you'll get better phones and better equipment. The same with my NVIDIA Shield. I got an NVIDIA Shield, so I thought I was gonna watch Chilean TV or Argentinian TV or whatever it was, and it's there. It's good. I just cleaned it up the other day, and it was dusty, and it's not doing anything. I don't know how to. I turned it on, and I'm going, where? So I got a headache, so I left it there. It's been there for about, I don't know, a long time. Right here, I've got the box. Look, bam, 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 bam. I got the box for the Chromecast. Got the Chromecast, but I don't need the Chromecast now. I've got a smart TV. I got my Sony TV. The Chromecast is there. I thought, oh, if I get a shitty TV, I go upstairs and put. Silly. I am getting very nervous and all this. Oh, and the other thing, YouTube decided to give me a strike, and now I've got 2 strikes, and I gotta wait. I don't know, 4 months or something. I don't know. Anyway, I got 2 strikes on my YouTube channel, and I'm really scared, and I'm all over the place. Oh my God. Anyway, for you who are there listening, on the name of God, I'm trying to, as I go, beautifully, listen and reply to beautifully, because I'm Chilean. Yo hablo español. Yo soy chileno. Yes, but it doesn't matter, don't worry. What should happen is you listen carefully to what I'm trying to give you, the information, right? I do not know any tricks, tips, or anything like this. I'm always looking on my phone for new technology and other gadgets and other things, right? So often, if you do join my YouTube, I have many issues with government, news, technology, um, Chilean news in Spanish. So you will like it. You understand? Join my community. I'm Intermix Hector on YouTube, right? I'm Intermix Hector, and you will come and join, click like and share and subscribe and do that. And listen carefully and reply. Be nice, be listening, and give me extra, do extra, and you will be beautiful. And you will see, and you will learn like I am, In the future, we have to love South Korea. We have to love China. We have to love everyone. Um, everything. Like the extraterrestrial. New gods, new powers. We're not superhumans. I right now cannot go or go or pick up the table and make it bounce for you without touching it. I do not have that cheap power. Anyway, manifesting and everything, you have to be very careful in your own life. Try, go, move, do, but very careful, and also learn, like me and you and in the community. You will hug me. You will hug me one day. You will say, "Wow." You will hug me and you will say, wow. What's your name again? Intermix Hector in YouTube channel. Just call me that, Intermix Hector, and you'll say, oh, Hector. You will do that. And I will try to put this onto my channel. I don't know how it works. I haven't got many subscribers. I only got like 30 or something, 40. I don't know. But anyway, let's not forget that I'm Intermix Hector. You subscribe, you like it, and you will see something. You understand? I'm getting to go there, right? But sometimes I don't like YouTube. I don't like Google. I don't like Facebook. I don't like the whole world. I don't like anything sometimes. It freaks me out like a strike or copyright or anything. It's just ridiculous. I try not to. I didn't mean to. I wasn't there. I was just recording with my phone because I love my phone. You can see that I'm in love with my phone. But anyway, you will listen, you will join, and you will understand. And you will hug me. You will hug me at the end of if I can see the future, and in say close to 2 years from now, I should have a lot. I will cover a lot of news. I will do a lot of things. I will do China, Philippines, Indonesia, Germany. I will go around the world looking on the website for you, and I will get this thing to read it for you, and you will say, look at this idiot, Intermix Hector. Wow, yeah, oh, yeah, and you will do that for me. Just join. And I don't know. I can't explain. I try to do reaction video. I don't know how to do reaction videos. I got a computer here in front of me. a really good one, man. I don't know the name of it, and it's a really good one. I'm supposed to. The person that was here the other day said, "Oh, your computer is capable to go live and play live videos, but maybe you have to join some other website to do that because YouTube might say you have to have 100 subscribers, 200." Anyway, let's cut this out. You subscribe to me, and from now to 2 years from now, that I'll mix my Spanish and my English and all this stuff. You will like it. You will go forward with me to the new invention that I'm gonna create. And what is this new invention? G5, new technology. How is this? Why this argument? What is this debate? Who is debate? But that like this. This is my podcast. Anyway, subscribe to Into Me Sector, and you will hug me.
720. Based on different countries, prices are given below. Final word. That's all for our overview of the Sony CyberShot K85, full specs, price, and release date. We would appreciate your feedback on this smartphone. What features are you looking forward to using? Did we miss any details? Please let us know by commenting below.
Wow. Okay, what happened? It went so quick. It cost $720. Release date is on December. Doesn't say the battery, amigo. Oh, it's got Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor. Oh, it's got everything. This is it. This is the one. Wow. Where's to say that camera display? Can you just press it? Is it? RAM 10 to 12 gigabyte storage. Battery 700. Launch date. Then another one. Sony Experience MC in the ultimate. Why aren't this phone? Why these phones not in the when I look in the other website? Are you tricking me or something? Okay, let's go. Where's it say? Camera, triple display. Reference it. Oh, launch date on October. This one's in October. A Sony Experience Mace 5G, the ultimate 5G smartphone experience. Then it's got camera that, display that, 12-inch, performance, RAM, storage. Yeah, they wouldn't. I don't mind it. This doesn't have as long as it's got 512 gigabyte storage. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's good. Do I have to? Let's go to another one. Let's go to say. This is Sony Xperia, the ultimate 5G smartphone. It's pretty good. Oppo. This is Oppo KS Pro Max 5G 2022 release date. Already come out. When did it come out? The flagship. Nah, it couldn't just come out. Are you making this up or something? You already come out. Why didn't you tell us? What happened? What happened, amigo? What's wrong? What happened? Where are we at?
Oppo K9s Pro Max 5G 2022, release date, full specs, price, The Oppo K9s Pro Max is the new flagship smartphone from the popular manufacturer that offers a superior user experience. With its incredible 5900 mAh battery, the device features an all-screen design and improved photography capabilities for better content creation. It's time for another Oppo phone. The Oppo K9s Pro Max 5G comes with 12GB RAM, 5900 mAh battery, 464MP cameras, and much more. It's a phone that will blow you away. Today, we are going to talk about something that interests us all. We're talking about the recently announced K9s Pro Max device. Meet the new smartphone of the company. Keep reading to know more about the Oppo K9s Pro Max. Check out Oppo K15 5G smartphone. Oppo K9s Pro Max features the best hardware available at the time of its release. The phone's mid-range chipset is fast enough for most smartphone users. Its price is affordable to most people who don't want to spend a lot on a phone. The device has a wide range of features that make it excellent for its category. What is the Oppo K9s Pro Max release date? With the release date just around the corner, people are more excited to purchase the Oppo new phone. This device is a favorite among many, as its features are long awaited. The Oppo K9s Pro Max release date is October 14, 2022. It may be delayed due to company issues or lack of new features, but the wait should be well worth it. Oppo K9s Pro Max specs. The display of this phone is really impressive.
Wait up. Wait. Oppo. Okay, on my computer, I don't know what I'm doing, but I got Oppo. Oppo K9 Pro Max. Doesn't say anything. Are you for real? I'm on this other Oppo Find and Free. Oh, I'm lost, man. I'm lost, brother. I'm lost, bro. Wait, what in this phone, like, in front of my face? Why don't they? You have to go to different websites. I'm on GS Marina. GS Marina's loaded.
Oppo K9s Pro Max has a big, gorgeous screen. It's 6.9 inches and has a full HD AMOLED display. Another great feature is the Corning Gorilla Glass 7, which protects it from damage. This new device offers a variety of 12GB and 256 512GB storage options. This is an excellent device for the middle-range consumer. It also offers expandable storage up to 512GB using a microSD card. This device is great because it gives you an extended 5900 mAh battery life. It's important to have a phone that has long battery life, so you'll never run out of charge. For someone that's always on the go, this could be the perfect device for you because you will never have to worry about being caught with a dead battery. This smartphone has a quad camera setup that consists of a 64MP sensor, 20MP sensor, 8MP sensor, and a 5MP sensor. On the front camera, it has a 48MP sensor for selfie and video calling. The processor is a very important part of any device. It is the heart and soul of the system. This processor in the Oppo K9s Pro Max comes from the Snapdragon 898 5G chips with Android 12, which is the newest Android operating system. As its operating system, the processor is incredibly powerful and will give your phone a great deal of power for all your applications, including Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Oppo K9s Pro Max key features: connectivity, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, USB, yes, Edge, yes, GPRS, yes, Wi-Fi, yes, USB Type-C port, Bluetooth, yes, OS, Android 12, chipset, Snapdragon 898 5G, browser supports HTML5, RAM, 12GB, storage, 256 512GB, expandable storage up to 512GB, rear camera, quad 64MP plus 20MP plus 8MP plus 5MP, front camera, single 48MP lenses for capturing selfies and video calls, autofocus, yes, flash, yes, LED flash. Camera feature, LED flash, panorama, HDR, video recording, 4K, videos, 8K 24 fps, 4K 30/60 fps, 1080p 30/60/240 fps, 720p 960 fps, HDR 10+, stereo, battery size, 5900 mAh, battery type, Li-ion battery, removable battery, no, fast charging, yes. SIM size, nano plus nano SIM. SIM type, GSM plus GSM. Dual SIM, yes. Device type, smartphone. Release date, October 14, 2022 expected. Display size, 7-inch. Aspect ratio, 21:9. Display resolution, 1440 x 3040 pixels. GPS, yes. Sensors, light sensor, proximity sensor, accelerometer, compass. Face unlock, yes. Fingerprint sensor, yes. 5mm headphone jack, yes. Oppo K9s Pro Max price. Smartphones in China are usually considerably cheaper than in other countries since Chinese brands are very ambitious when it comes to business. Oppo always offers the best quality at a cheap price. It is expected that the Oppo K9s Max price starts at $430 list. Based on different countries, prices are given below. Country, price. Oppo K9s Pro Max price in India, 32,170 in or K9s Pro Max 5G price in USA, $430. K9s Pro Max 5G price in Australia, 603 Australian dollar. K9s Pro Max 5G price in Canada, 550 Canadian dollar. K9s Pro Max 5G price in UK, £322 sterling. Oppo K9s Pro Max price in German, 379 Germany euro. In conclusion, have you decided to purchase this Oppo K9s Pro Max smartphone? If you have any questions about it, please let us know. We will answer you as soon as possible.
So this Oppo got a killer phone. I never heard of it. I'm new to these things, so I don't know much about it. But wow, it's got a lot going for this Oppo. Wow, that's a good one. I really like it. Why? Why? Look, I've got it on the S Marine. It doesn't say that. I don't know. Maybe you have to scroll down and then go to the next number or something. I don't know. It says device. It says device daily hit. Samsung Galaxy A52, but it's not. It's not the A52. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. You'll understand one day when you get there. When you get there, Wicked Carter, Vivo. And now we're gonna go to Nokia. Nokia. I never heard of this. I am outstanding how this works.
Nokia X6G 2023 specs, release date, and price. Are you tired of constantly charging your phone and carrying around a power bank? Are you in search of a smartphone with a camera system that rivals professional cameras? Look no further than the Nokia X6G 2023. Nokia's latest flagship smartphone is about to shake up the market with its impressive specs and features, set to revolutionize the way we use our mobile devices. From the powerful battery to the advanced camera system, the Nokia X 2023 is not to be missed. Join us as we explore the details of this highly anticipated smartphone, including its release date and price, and discover why it's the phone you never knew you needed. Nokia X6G 2023 specs. The Nokia X6G 2023 is a highly anticipated, flagship smartphone from Nokia that is expected to offer a range of impressive specs. The phone is expected to feature a massive 8100 mAh battery, which is significantly larger than the batteries found in most smartphones today. This battery is expected to provide extended battery life, reducing the need for frequent charging and providing a convenient experience for heavy users or individuals who frequently use their phones for extended periods. Recommended for you Nokia X3 Pro Max. In addition to the powerful battery, the Nokia X is expected to come equipped with a Penta 200MP camera system. This camera system is designed to offer exceptional photography and video recording capabilities, making it an excellent choice for those who enjoy capturing high-quality images and videos. Whether you're a professional photographer or simply enjoy taking photos and videos of your loved ones, the Nokia X6G 2023 camera system is sure to impress. The Nokia X is also expected to run on the latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset, which offers top-notch performance, speedy processing, and smooth multitasking capabilities. This chipset is designed to ensure that the phone runs smoothly and efficiently, even when handling demanding tasks or running multiple apps simultaneously. The Nokia X6G 2023 is expected to come with a large 6.9-inch display, providing ample space for browsing, streaming, and gaming. The phone is also expected to offer up to 12 gigabytes of RAM, providing plenty of storage space for all your apps, files, and media. In addition, the Nokia X6G 2023 is expected to run on the latest Android operating system, Android 14, offering access to the latest features and security updates. Overall, the Nokia X6G 2023 is shaping up to be an excellent choice for those who demand top-tier performance and reliability from their smartphones. From the powerful battery to the advanced camera system and an advanced chipset, the Nokia X6G is expected to offer an unparalleled user experience. Nokia X6G release date. HMD Global has not yet disclosed the official release date for the Nokia X6G flagship. Further information about this device may become available on November 29, 2023, or there may be delays due to feature updates or company issues. Nokia X6G price. This article section a table that displays the forecasted prices of Nokia X6G smartphones in various countries. Based on a credible source, it is speculated that the Nokia X will have a starting price of $570, even though it has not yet been officially announced. It is worth noting that these prices are subject to change and may not be entirely accurate until an official announcement is made by the company. Additionally, the pricing of a smartphone may vary depending on the region, taxes, and other factors. It is always advisable to wait for an official announcement and check the pricing in your local market before making any purchase decisions. Facts. What are the specifications of the Nokia X6G 2023? The Nokia X6G 2023 is rumored to feature a 6.9-inch display, a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset, 12 gigabytes of RAM, and 256 512 gigabyte of internal storage. It is also expected to come with a penta-camera setup on the back, including a 200MP primary sensor and a 64MP front-facing camera. When will the Nokia X6G 2023 be released? There is currently no official release date for the Nokia X6G 2023. However, it is expected to be launched sometime in 2023, possibly in the first half of the year. How much will the Nokia X6G 2023 cost? The price of the Nokia X6G 2023 is still unknown. However, given its rumored specifications and positioning as a mid-range smartphone, it is likely to be priced competitively compared to other devices in its class. What are the standout features of the Nokia X6G 2023? The Nokia X6G 2023 is expected to have a sleek and modern design, as well as powerful specifications, including a fast processor and ample RAM and storage. Additionally, the quad-camera setup on the back is likely to appeal to photography enthusiasts. Will the Nokia X6G 2023 support 5G connectivity? Yes, the Nokia X6G 2023 is expected to support 5G connectivity, which will allow for faster download and upload speeds, as well as improved network reliability and coverage. In conclusion, Nokia X6G 2023 is shaping up to be an impressive mid-range smartphone with a sleek design and powerful specifications. Its release date and price are still uncertain, but Nokia fans and smartphone enthusiasts alike are eagerly anticipating its arrival. While the Nokia X6G 2023 may not be the most cutting-edge or innovative smartphone on the market, it represents a strong offering from a company that has long been associated with quality and reliability. Moreover, it is a reminder that not every smartphone needs to push the boundaries of technology to be a worthwhile purchase. In a world where new smartphone models are released every few months, it is refreshing to see a device that prioritizes affordability and practicality. While the Nokia X6G 2023 may not have all the bells and whistles of more expensive smartphones, it is likely to provide a solid user experience for those who value reliability and functionality over flashiness. Ultimately, whether the Nokia X6G 2023 proves to be a success or not will depend on how well it meets the needs and expectations of its target audience. However, regardless of its commercial success, the device represents an interesting alternative to the constant cycle of technological one-upmanship that characterizes the smartphone market.
I never heard of the Nokia X6G. Anyway, well, it looks like this, hey. It's got a lot of cameras or something. Anyway. Then it's got the Nokia X6G to inspect. Oh, but no. Then it's got the Nokia Play 2 Max 5G 2800 battery 16. Whoa, that's what it looked like. Wow. I'll have to look at this new one up here that says 5G. What does this one say on my computer? Nokia X30. CPU Qualcomm SM6375 Snapdragon 6. I don't know why then all this. It's like this Nokia's. I've never seen them in my life, hey.
Nokia Power Max 5G 2023, release date, specs, price. In a recent announcement, Nokia announced the release of its new Nokia Power Max 5G smartphone, which is set to be released soon. Nokia says that this time, it has never offered a phone with true 5G capabilities. The phone is said to be capable of downloading 150 gigabytes in just 3 minutes and will feature a liquid-cooled vapor chamber for sustained performance. They also say that battery charge times will be reduced by 50%. The Nokia Power Max 2023 is a phone that looks quite interesting. It comes with a massive battery and has 4 cameras on the rear. That's pretty awesome for a device at this price point. The best part, this phone will be available soon like a Nokia Vitec SE. The most popular question about the Power Max upcoming smartphone: when will it launch? How much will it cost? What other features does it have? The Nokia Power Max 5G will be a majestic device with a fantastic exterior and a powerful ability to catch the eye. It will be released soon, so let's check out the Nokia Power Max release date, price, features, and full specifications. Nokia Power Max 2023 release date. Eagerly waiting for the release date of your dream phone? We know how anxious you are. Nokia phone lovers are willing to buy the Power Max 2023 without any hesitation, but have yet not been launched by the Nokia company. No confirmation on this phone from the Nokia company has come out. Some sources confirmed that the Nokia Power Max release date will be the last quarter of 2023. Read more. Nokia Flash Pro Max release date. Nokia Power Max 5G specs. We will be looking at the Nokia Power Max 2023 specs. This phone was just announced. It has an excellent design and great performance capabilities. The Nokia 5G is limitless in how it can improve the way people live, work, and play. The gorgeous display is the first thing you will notice. It is a 7.5-inch full vision Super AMOLED edge-to-edge screen that makes it easy to watch your favorite shows and movies, play games, and do other activities. In today's age, TVs must have a high-definition resolution that is as good as life itself. Nokia Power Max camera features. Nokia's new smartphone comes with a lot of cameras. In addition to its 108MP primary camera, it also has a 32MP ultra-wide camera, an 8MP macro camera, and a 5MP depth sensor. The phone also has a single 48MP camera for selfies and video calls. All these features make this smartphone a great choice for people who love to take a lot of photos and videos. The new Nokia phone will run on the Snapdragon 888 Plus chipset, and it will be powered by Qualcomm's latest and greatest 7nm 12nm processor. It will run on a 5G ready phone, and in fact, the newest version of Android has been optimized for this, which is Android 12. 5G is crucial to businesses. Better connectivity means faster data transfer and higher quality internet experience. Tech companies such as Qualcomm are redesigning something for this purpose. This device should have a variety of storage options, including 8GB / 12GB / 16GB of RAM and 128GB / 256GB / 512GB of ROM, expandable to 1TB via a microSD card. This makes it possible for you to store tons of information that you need. See also Nokia Z3 phone full specs. Keep an eye on a battery that works as sturdy as you do. The newly created Nokia Power Max smartphone rocks a pleasantly polymer 8000 mAh non-removable battery with fast charging features. Battery constructed mainly for work, play, stream, and considered your active life in mind. It's a great deal. You don't have to wait a long time for this battery to charge. Once it's charged fully, it will last a minimum of 1.5 days, and it will take less than an hour to charge it all the way. Nokia Power Max key features: connectivity, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, USB, yes, Edge, yes, GPRS, yes, Wi-Fi, yes, USB Type-C port, Bluetooth, yes, OS, Android 12, chipset, Snapdragon 888 5G, browser supports HTML5, RAM, 8/10/12GB, storage, 128/256/512GB, expandable storage up to 1TB, rear camera, quad 108MP plus 32MP plus 16MP plus 5MP, front camera, single 48MP lenses for capturing selfies and video calls, autofocus, yes, flash, yes, LED flash, camera features, LED flash, panorama, HDR, video recording, 4K, videos, 8K 24fps, 4K 30/60fps, 1080p 30/60/240fps, 720p 960fps, HDR10 plus, stereo, battery size, 8000 mAh, battery type, Li-ion battery, removable battery, no, fast charging, yes. SIM size, nano plus nano SIM, SIM type, GSM plus GSM, dual SIM, yes. Device type, smartphone. Release date, December 20th, 2023 expected. Display size, 7.5 inch. Aspect ratio, 21:9. Display resolution, 2990 x 3690 pixels. GPS, yes. Sensors, light sensor, proximity sensor, accelerometer, compass. Face unlock, yes. Fingerprint sensor, yes. 5mm headphone jack, yes. Nokia Power Max price. The Nokia Power Max will be affordable for people who are willing to spend a little bit extra. We should end their wait and reveal the price. The Nokia Power Max price will begin at around $510 expected. Based on different countries, prices are given below. We've been collecting product data from the internet. What do you think about the Nokia Power Max 2023 release date, specs, and price? You can leave a comment on.
The price is at the end of it, is it? Oh, 110, okay. 683. Why would be that cheap, eh? We're gonna move to the next one, is it? Go up to this one now. What I was meant to see? About home. Whoa, it jumped. Whoa, calm down, mate. Oh, it's got BlackBerry Google One. Then this is the other one. Okay, let's do it.
Google archives Noobs Morena. Google Pixel 7 amperes 5G 2023 release date, price, specs, and news. Here's the latest smartphone from the American multinational technology company. In a recent announcement, Google introduced the Google Pixel 7 amperes 5G 2023 smartphone, offering impressive specifications and features. This smartphone model is one of the most recent additions to the market, featuring better requirements. Google Pixel 7 amperes 5G 2023 release date, price, specs, and news. Read more.
Whoa, what happened? Did it? It's like Google's not meant to get the maybe. This one is called Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro Max spec release date.
Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro Max price, specs, release date, review. Noobs Morena, price, release date, full specifications and review. The Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro Max is a brand new phone coming out soon. The majority of people who use a mobile phone nowadays know that Xiaomi is the world's most renowned and preferred mobile handset manufacturer. With the upcoming Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro Max phone, Xiaomi is going to put in a lot of features that users are going to appreciate. The developers plan to put an enormous battery, a massive storage system with connectivity, and many other things in this device. We are simply referring to the Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro Max 2023, one of the best smartphones that Xiaomi is planning to release soon. Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro Max full specs. Here we will clarify all you need to know about the specifications and features of the Xiaomi new smartphone. The following section will provide more explanation of this. Display. The upcoming Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro Max smartphone has a 6.9-inch Super AMOLED touchscreen display with Corning Gorilla Glass 7 protection. This will protect your phone from scratches, dents, and smudges. The screen resolution of this device is 3200 x 1440 pixels. There is a brightness range of 50 to 120 nits, which is more than sufficient for lighting an indoor landscape at night. Using this smartphone, you can browse the internet, play games, watch videos, and perform multiple tasks simultaneously. The screen of this phone also features high contrast modes. Camera. A sizable back camera on the Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro Max has a 144MP primary lens, 32MP periscope telephoto lens, 16MP ultra-wide-angle camera, and 5MP depth sensor. There is also a dual front camera with 64MP plus 24MP. This phone has several features, such as high dynamic range, Zeiss optics, and LED, which provide high-quality images. RAM and ROM. This Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro Max has impressive storage space. Besides the RAM of 12/16 GB, it also has two internal memory versions, 256 GB and 512 GB. Moreover, this smartphone supports using a microSD card and a shared SIM card slot. As a result, you may choose to increase your storage space. Operating system. Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro Max smartphone features Android 13 as the operating system, a new addition to the Android family. In addition to being highly responsive, this phone boasts a powerful Qualcomm Snapdragon 898 Plus 5G mobile platform. This Xiaomi smartphone also was able to transmit support for GSM/CDMA/HSPA/EVDO/LTE/5G networks through many different networks. Battery. There is a non-removable Li polymer battery inside the Redmi Note 14 Pro Max with a capacity of 7100 mAh. With a large, high-performance battery, you don't have to worry about charging it for a long time. After one charge, you don't need to charge for at least 45 hours. It is also compatible with Qualcomm Quick Charging, which provides a high-speed charge of up to 120 watts for the phone. More info. Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro Max 2023 will include several sensors, including a fingerprint reader and Face ID, an accelerometer, proximity sensor, compass, gyroscope, and barometer. Users who use this device will experience a smooth user experience and fast performance, which are essential factors in choosing this device. Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro Max release date. After hearing about the viral news of the Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro Max, people who love Xiaomi phones are looking for the exact release date. However, we regret to inform you that there has not yet been an official release date for this smartphone. The Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro Max is set to come out on March 28, 2023, or it could come out later if new features are added or the company has problems. Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro Max price. Here is an overview of this smartphone and how much it will cost you. Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro Max's retail price hasn't been officially announced yet, so we do not have any information about it. Several experts have estimated that there will be a cost of about $375 for the Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro Max. The price of the device is 29,990 in India. For different region, the total cost will be 542 odd Australian dollars, 310 GBP British pounds sterling, 1,380 AED United Arab Emirates dirhams, 520 SGD Singapore dollars, 1,410 SAR Saudi riyals, 2,360 Mur Malaysian ringgits, 22,999 Rub Russian rubles, and 450 euros. Do you want to know the price, specs, release date, features, or review of the Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro Max? We would respect your thoughts in the comment section. Our team will be in touch with you shortly with helpful information.
Samsung S25. They're jumping the line, mate. God, look at this, God.
Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus release date, specs, price. Samsung is going to introduce a new smartphone. You may wonder what it is like. I have great news for you. Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus 5G is reportedly the next big hit of this brand. This new device has a name that you may already know about: Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus. This phone will be out soon, so you can look forward to its release. Samsung's S25 Plus smartphone will soon be available to purchase in the local market. The phone will have specs such as 108MP cameras, 16GB RAM, and a stylish design. Samsung has gained popularity in the world for its excellent brand phone. Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus 5G release date. We have no official word from Samsung on the release date or pricing of this amazing smartphone. We do think that the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus release date is probably December 30th, 2023. Don't forget to check the Samsung Galaxy S26 release date. Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus specs. The Galaxy S25 Plus comes with a 6.9-inch screen that has a resolution of 1440 x 3200 pixels. If you have a phone of this size, you will not have to worry about dust or scratches. The display is made of Corning Gorilla Glass 7, which is an incredibly strong material. This Samsung smartphone has a lot of camera lenses. The rear camera has 5 lenses, a 108MP, 64MP, 48MP, 12MP, and 12MP lens to enable digital zoom, flash, face detection, touch to focus, continuous shooting, HDR shooting, and more. The front camera has a dual 24MP plus 13MP camera for selfies. To ensure that you are never without power, the 8100 mAh battery will be your best friend, and if you charge it once, you can use your phone for a long time at your work. In fact, this phone is compatible with fast charging technology and can recharge within a short time. The Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus is the latest smartphone to hit the market. It features a massive 14/16 GB of RAM and different ROM variants 512 GB/1 TB or above. The most important thing about this phone is that it can also be expanded up to 2 TB via a microSD card with the latest Android 13. This phone also comes with other additional features such as Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, mobile hotspot, USB, and more. This new phone will have a modern processor that is different from the previously released S-series phones, like Samsung Galaxy S25. We don't know what the GPU or the chipset will be yet, but we'll tell you as soon as we do. The network technology will support all the latest standards, including 2G/3G/4G/5G/6G. This means that it will be much faster than the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra phone. Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus key features. Connectivity, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, 6G, USB, yes. Edge, yes. GPRS, yes. Wi-Fi, yes. USB Type-C port. Bluetooth, yes. OS, Android 13. Chipset, Snapdragon 898 5G. Browser supports HTML5. RAM, 12/16 GB. Storage, 512 GB/1 TB. Expandable storage up to 2 TB. Rear camera 108 MP, 64 MP, 48 MP, 12 MP, and 12 MP lens. Front camera, dual 24 MP plus 13 MP lenses for capturing selfies and video calls. Autofocus, yes. Flash, yes. LED flash. Camera features LED flash, panorama, HDR, video recording 4K, videos 8K 24 fps, 4K 30/60 fps, 1080p 30/60/240 fps, 720p 960 fps, HDR 10 plus, stereo, battery size 8100 mAh, battery type, Li-ion battery, removable battery, no, fast charging, yes. SIM size, nano plus nano SIM. SIM type, GSM plus GSM. Dual SIM, yes. Device type, smartphone. Release date, December 12, 2023 expected. Display size, 6.9 inch. Aspect ratio, 21:9. Display resolution, 1440 x 3200 pixels. GPS, yes. Sensors, light sensor, proximity sensor, accelerometer, compass. Face unlock, yes. Fingerprint sensor, yes. 5mm headphone jack, yes. Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus price. The price of the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus is very reasonable. The Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus price should fall around $1,650. Based on different countries, prices are given below. So, what do you think about the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus 5G review? In addition, if you want to know anything else about the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus release date, full specs, and price, stay with mobilecoto.com and get updated with the latest info.
Vivo. It's
Vivo V23 Pro 5G 2022 full specs, price, release date. Viral news is being heard in the smartphone market. What's the news? A new model of the Vivo brand phone is going to be released. The name of the phone is Vivo V23 Pro 5G. The Vivo mobile company is preparing to launch this new model for Vivo fans. This mobile will have interesting features that will make users interested in buying the phone. The Vivo V23 Pro 5G phone comes with 12GB RAM, a 108MP camera, Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 chipset, and the latest Android 12 version. As a result, the phone will be completed super fast. Because of Vivo's honesty, users are willing to buy phones of this brand without hesitation. So if you are a real Vivo lover, be prepared to see the full details of this phone. Do you have any idea what color this upcoming Vivo V23 Pro 2022 smartphone will be? We heard this new Vivo smartphone comes in 4 new colors. The colors are happening is mocha brown brown heart, black blue blue heart, and pink gold first place medal. One study found that most of the time the users prefer these 4 colors. Are you interested in buying this phone now? However, before buying the phone, you should know the complete details of the phone. So let's find out about the Vivo V23 Pro 5G release date, full specification, price, news, design, etc. We can be sure that you will definitely like this Vivo smartphone after a full discussion. So let's find out the full details about this Vivo V23 Pro smartphone. Vivo V23 Pro 5G 2022 full specs. In the previous article, we discussed the Vivo V22 Pro Max. And now in this article, we will discuss Vivo V22 Pro full specs. Display. When we go to the market to buy a phone, the first thing we look at is the display of the phone. So we will first discuss the display of this phone. As for the display, the Vivo V23 Pro offers a large 6.7 inches Super AMOLED full touchscreen display. Furthermore, this phone's display will protect by Corning Gorilla Glass 7 protector. Meanwhile, this new model attached displays a resolution of 1080*2400 pixels. Also, this mobile comes with always-on display mode, which is very useful for active users. Vivo V23 Pro camera. In the photography department, there are 3 rear cameras. Vivo V23 Pro 5G comes with a 108MP primary lens plus 32MP ultra-wide shooter plus 5MP macro sensor as rear camera with flash. Thinking about the selfie or front camera now? Don't think so. Because the Vivo new phone includes an awesome selfie camera, there is a single 64MP front-facing camera for taking selfies and video call selfie. With this selfie camera, you can easily take any kind of high-quality photo/selfie and video call. Battery. The Vivo V23 Pro 5G phone packs a massive 5200 mAh polymer type non-removable battery for its long service. And it will support an 80 watts fast charging service. For this reason, you will charge the battery very quickly. Also, wireless charging will be supported in this new Vivo smartphone. In the presence of fast charging, you will most likely be able to charge this phone 50% in 27 minutes and 100% in 58. Storage. It's high time to discuss the memory department. This smartphone is coming with 8/12 GB of RAM and 2 variants 128 256 GB of ROM. Moreover, the users can easily exacerbate internal storage by using a micro SD card up to 512 GB. Processor. What do you think about the processor of this phone? The new Vivo V23 Pro 5G 2022 smartphone will take power from the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 5G chipset. Operating system. Can you guess what operating system will include this smartphone? This phone has Android version 12 attached as an operating system. Sensors. Would you like to know about the sensors in this phone? The Vivo V23 Pro smartphone is liked by many smartphone lovers for its updated sensors. So now, we are going to share with you the Vivo V23 Pro sensor info. It includes an under-display fingerprint, Face ID, accelerometer, gyro, proximity, compass, barometer sensor. See more. Vivo V23 Max full specs, price, release date. Vivo V23 Pro price. Are you looking for the price of this smartphone? As we told you first, this phone is an upcoming phone. So, currently, there is no official confirmation, but we have an approximate price for this smartphone. According to the mobile experts, the Vivo V23 Pro price starts at around $440. Vivo V23 Pro 5G price in the USA, $369. Vivo V23 Pro 5G price in India, 27,500 or Vivo V23 Pro 5G price in Pakistan, 57,920 PKR. Vivo V23 Pro 5G price in Bangladesh, 31,290 BDT. Vivo V23 Pro 5G price in Nigeria, 152,000 N. Vivo V23 Pro 5G price in Mexico, 7,312 MXN. Vivo V23 Pro 5G price in Russia, 27,000 Rub. Vivo V23 Pro 5G price in Euro country, 310 EUR. Check Vivo Y30T price. Vivo V23 Pro release date. This Vivo smartphone is not available in the local market right now because it is now rumored, but mobile experts are hoping the phone could hit the market by the end of this year. So if you are interested in buying this phone, then you have to wait till the release date. Thanks for staying with us a long time and visiting Vivo V23 Pro 5G 2022 release date, full specs, price, concept, design, news, first looks, hands-on review and live image content. See more. Some great apps to have on your smartphone.
Wasn't it say like say smartphone product mobile, right? Mobile platform, computer mobile platform. What is this doing anyway? Overview, what's that mean? It's like it wants to download something. Look, it's got this thingy. Do not show this again, copyright always keep. Come on. Get out. What's this master? Let's go this one. Let's go this one. I don't know what it's doing. What's that? Like, yeah, we'll play the computer games. Anyway, go. I got it, Navy. Got it. I think I know. I don't know, but I'm gonna give it a go.
Smartphone technology processor, CPU and GPU data Qualcomm. Copyright signed 2015 to 2023 Qualcomm Technologies, Inc. and / or its affiliated companies. Snapdragon and Qualcomm branded products are products of Qualcomm Technologies, Inc. and / or its subsidiaries. Qualcomm patented technologies are licensed by Qualcomm Incorporated. Note, certain product kits, tools and materials may require you to accept additional terms and conditions before accessing or using those items. References to Qualcomm may mean Qualcomm Incorporated, or subsidiaries or business.
It's like it's not doing it, eh? Smartphone then. What are you doing? Don't you want to go to smartphone or something? You want to go there? Is that where you want to go? Is that what you want to do?
Wireless technology and innovation mobile technology Qualcomm. Copyright signed 2015.
Get out. What are you doing? I don't know. I don't understand it. What do you do that for? You're silly or something. Are you? Why didn't you? We don't have time to muck around. You know what I mean? Or like, we want to know. We want to know things. I don't know what we want to know, but we want to know. We want to know, mate. We want to know something.
Nothing's next phone will launch in the US later this year. The Verge. Nothing's next smartphone, the Phone 2, will be getting an official US release, the company's CEO Carl Pei has confirmed in an interview with Inverse. Although the Phone 1's transparent rear design and flashing light strips didn't see a US release after the company chose to focus its attention on Europe and Asia, Nothing has decided to change its focus for its 2023 flagship. We decided to make the US our #1 priority in terms of markets, Pei tells Inverse. Hints of a US launch came earlier this month when Nothing announced a beta program for American buyers, which would supply them with a Phone 1 handset for a $299 fee. But the program is a far cry from an official US release, with Nothing cautioning that devices won't support 5G on AT&T and that coverage on Verizon is very limited. In other words, the program is a way for people to test the hardware, but it's not ready to replace a primary smartphone for US buyers. We didn't have the resources for that before and now we do. When you make a smartphone for the US, you need to work with the carriers on certification and adapting some of their features into your OSPay, tells Inverse. We didn't have the resources for that before and now we do. Nothing's workforce now reportedly numbers around 400 people, double what it had in 2021. Our hands were tied building the team as we were building the products. Now as we're on a more solid footing, we can take a step forward, pay ads. We're really excited about the US market because it's a big country. If you look at our earbuds sales, about 1/3 comes from the US. And by not launching our phone in the US, we're leaving potentially a third of the volume on the table, Pay says. That doesn't mean nothing is planning to imminently launch a physical retail store in the US following its first location in London. But it's something Pay says the team is considering. As for what form the phone 2 will take, Pay is cagey. We're developing a smartphone that's more premium than the Nothing Phone 1, and software will be a big focus area for us, he says. Our team is close to 100 people on software, and I brought in a lot of people that I used to work with before in my past life. Expect more details about the phone 2 to be steadily teased out in the months ahead.
What the hell? The nothing next one. They will launch in the US later this year. Okay. It's up. Anyway, but what happened? What's this shit?
Scoop: White House won't pay for Twitter verification. The White House will not pay to have its staff's official Twitter profiles continue to be verified, according to guidance issued to staffers via an email obtained by Axios. Why it matters: official White House staffers rely on their verified accounts to inform the public on behalf of the administration. Verification, combined with the designated Twitter profiles, helped to ensure the public could trust those messages. Details: It is our understanding that Twitter Blue does not provide person-level verification as a service. Thus, a blue check mark will now simply serve as a verification that the account is a paid user, White House Director of Digital Strategy Rob Flaherty told staffers in an email sent Friday afternoon. The guidance, which was sent internally to White House staffers, doesn't necessarily apply to government agencies. But a source familiar with White House plans said it may send guidance to some agencies and departments in the future. Catch up quick: Elon Musk announced earlier this month that Twitter will begin removing legacy verified check marks on April 1st. The company has been warning users with legacy verified accounts that in order to retain their blue check marks, they would need to pay for them via Twitter Blue, Twitter's new $8 monthly subscription service that allows anyone who pays to be verified with a blue check mark. Official organizations, such as the White House, and some government officials, will continue to be verified with a gray check mark, Twitter said. Some White House officials, like the president and vice president, will likely continue to be verified with a gray check mark. But an administration source said it's unclear at this time exactly which officials will retain gray checks. In his email, Flaherty noted that per Twitter's updated policies, Twitter will no longer be able to guarantee verification for federal agency accounts that do not meet its new eligibility requirements. Companies and businesses that wish to pay for verification on the enterprise level can do so on behalf of their official accounts, and some employees. Those companies will be charged $1,000 monthly and will be designated with a gold check mark. Be smart: the White House says it will not pay to be verified as an organization, and it won't reimburse staff who purchase Twitter Blue on their personal social media accounts. Twitter's enterprise service, verification for organization, does appear to provide organization association verification. There are ongoing trials for the program that we are monitoring, but we will not enroll in it, Flaherty wrote. Staff may purchase Twitter Blue on their personal social media accounts using personal funds, he added. How it works: each administration creates White House specific accounts for its staffers that include their names followed by a number designating the administration they work for. In this case, Biden administration officials have a 46 inches listed at the end on their Twitter handles. Flaherty's note was sent to administration staff, including those who tweet from official White House 46 inches accounts. Flaherty also acknowledged the potential fallout from the changes, providing guidance to staffers in his email about where they should report any potential account impersonations. The big picture: government officials, celebrities, and notable figures have for years relied on Twitter's verification system to ensure that their accounts weren't spoofed. Many, including most newsrooms, vowed not to pay for accreditation, arguing that it no longer signals authority if any user can purchase a check mark. Citing an internal document, the New York Times reported Thursday that Twitter will make an exception for its top 500 advertisers and its 10,000 most followed organizations that have been previously verified. Go deeper. Social media's new pay-for-play rules. Social media is getting pricier for users who want to unlock special features and privileges. Why it matters: users who once believed they were contributing their time and creativity are now being asked to pay up by cash-hungry platforms.
Okay, why don't they create a media where you just pay once, that's it, and then you'll be there for 3-4 years, right? So if you want to go into this media, which is social media, whatever you want to call it, you pay this amount, wouldn't be much, say something like $60, and you'll be there for 3 years, and anyone wants to follow you, right? They don't have to pay because they already paid to get in. So why not make a media where it just costs one price? Everybody gets in once you log in because you paid already, and it's ticking down or something. Anyway, they know you're in there anyway. So one cost, one money, one, that's it. You know what I mean? Like paying a bands, and everybody can just go paying a bands and do their bands thing. Like create ability to be more advanced. Why don't you do that? What is this? What are they gonna charge Trump money now? I don't understand it, man. This is not right, man. I wasn't. My battery's gonna run out anyway. Gotta go, buddy. Gotta go. I don't really don't understand this. You know what I mean? And you I really don't get it. I really don't get it, and I will never get it. I will never understand it. You understand? I know. It's really you, you. I don't know what you're trying to do in the United States. We want to help you, so you don't create any silly or something. We want to be with you. We want to understand you. We can't be like this. You're combining yourself to be you, but we're trying to combine not just you, the whole world with you together, to be in one, to create the ideas to go out, technology in our mind to make it so we can go out of space and other things that we can create like spaceships, how to live in another planet, how to create another god without a god and on other gods. You will have YouTube, you will have YouTube, you will have YouTube, you will have YouTube, you will have you, Google will have you Google. What's going on? What are you doing? Is this necessarily? Is it? What I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You, America. I just don't. I just don't. Silly. I have found. I think there's something going on in America that you wanna, you know, it's not right. We wanna help you. We wanna get you out of it. We wanna make sure that Google or YouTube or Facebook or anything that is listening reply or any button or any system or any settings or anything we can share like and be your friend. We will love you. We don't want to say 1, 2, 3 and not create a spaceship and get out of space. We don't have madness. I don't know what you're trying to do. You're doing something that is incredible. Yes, I understand that we need to get cyber attack and all this stuff, and we need to get out of it. We're trying to do our best here in Australia, but we still get different attacks. We still get buildings and other places where they can hack, and all these people lose their identity, and it's incredible. I don't know. I don't know what's all this shit, man. What am I doing? I'm looking for the next way out of here. I don't understand it. How can it be technology news that can be advanced to help? I don't understand it. I don't understand this technology advance. Do you think you knew the structure of the horizontal inside the vertical is going to solve the problem you may have solved? What the hell? What are all the okay? Go ahead.
The surprisingly complex business of toys with Hasbro CEO Chris Cox. The Verge. For the final episode in our Centennial series, covering companies that are 100 years old, I'm talking to Chris Cox, the CEO of Hasbro. And I have to tell you, I did not know the company was started in 1923 by the Hassenfeld brothers. The Hasbros. This is my favorite fact now. Hasbro is now a big company, and it makes everything from Transformers and Lincoln Logs to My Little Pony and Monopoly. It also makes Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons, which are massive and growing businesses. Chris was actually the head of that division, called Wizards of the Coast, before he became the CEO of Hasbro overall last year. Since then, he's started the process of restructuring the company, which is pure decoder bait. He's also dealt with some crises, has fended off an activist investor that wanted him to spin off Wizards of the Coast into a new company. The emoji community was upset that too many card sets were being released, including rare collector cards that could suddenly be bought by anybody with enough money. Then, an attempt to change the open gaming license for Dungeons and Dragons led to fan backlash, and Hasbro walked the entire plan back. We talked about these challenges, how he handled them, and what it means for toys and games to have such passionate fandoms. It's really changed how Hasbro operates. We also talked about his decision to sell off part of Hasbro's TV and film production company Eon. Chris is a lifelong gamer. You'll hear him talk about that history several times, and he's keenly aware that toys and games have become a market for adults as much as for kids. This is really a remarkable conversation. Toys are a big, complex business. Okay, Chris Cox, CEO of Hasbro. Here we go. This transcript has been lightly edited for clarity. Chris Cox, you are the CEO of Hasbro. Welcome Toadcoder. Nile, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to talk to you. You're the final episode in our Centennial series. Oh, wow. We're talking to the executives of companies that are over 100 years old, and Hasbro just hit the mark this year. That's pretty exciting. It has come a long way from where it started. I will tell you, I did not know that the name Hasbro is literally the Has brothers. Hassenfeld brothers, yeah. It's very good that they were bros in 1923. They were before their time. I could do the whole episode on just that because it's so good. So you took over as CEO at the beginning of 2022, about a year ago. Yes, at the end of February last year. Before that, you were head of Wizards of the Coast, which is where Magic the Gathering happens. There's also the digital gaming division. Tell me about your time in charge of that division, which is where a lot of the action and profitability of the company is, and about then stepping into the CEO role. Listen Toadcoder, a show hosted by Verge's Nile Patel about big ideas and other problems. Subscribe here. So I started at Wizards of the Coast around the middle of 2016. I've been a longtime fan of Wizards games, the two biggest being Magic: The Gathering and D&D. I started playing D&D when I was around 10 or 11 in my hometown of Cincinnati, Ohio, at my best friend Hans Schroeder's house. His older brother, Thad, introduced it to us. Then I started playing Magic me, junior year of college, about a year or so after it came out. My girlfriend moved away to medical school, and Magic cards moved into my dorm to help fill the void. Being able to come on board to a company like Wizards has been such a big part of my life. And also helped inspire me to get into the video game industry in the late 90s. Back in 1999, after playing the original Baldur's Gate, I joined a secret project at Microsoft called Xbox. It was a dream come true and a real honor. I was able to take a torch that I had picked up as a kid, carry it forward, and make it a little brighter for new generations of fans. I joined in 2016. I think by the end of 2015, we were doing about $450 million. Last year, the business grew to a little under $1.3 billion. We had amazing player growth, we had some nice revenue and profitability growth, and we were able to do that across the portfolio of games. Magic was a big driver, but has also had a fantastic run, particularly since the launch of 5th edition back in 2014-2015. That was an amazing experience. It was a really great introduction to Hasbro, which also has a number of storied brands above and beyond Wizards. I think I had a nice part to play in making Wizards and games in general an even bigger and more important part of the Hasbro story than what it was even 5 or 6 years ago. So now you're CEO of the whole company. You mentioned there are other brands there. You have Monopoly, Candyland, Transformers, and My Little Pony. There's a part of the company that makes TV shows and movies, and you're selling it. How are things structured now at Hasbro? Hasbro has 3 primary business units. We have Wizards of the Coast and Digital Gaming, which does our older games, a lot of our video games, and digital services. We then have what we call consumer products, which is really the toys division, which does all these iconic properties like Transformers, My Little Pony, Baby Alive, and our beloved series of board games from Monopoly to Clue to Candyland to Trivial Pursuit. Then we have our entertainment division, called Eon, which does everything from kids' animation for big hits, like a Peppa Pig, all the way to blockbuster movies, like what we're doing this weekend with Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves with our partners at Paramount. They also do a host of non-Hasbro IP entertainment for screens both big and small. They have hit reality series, like Naked and Afraid, movies that they've been a part of like 1917 Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, and most recently The Woman King, and also television shows. Now I feel like I should buy Eon. Let me rummage around the couch and see if I can find enough change to pick this up from you. Well, it better be a big couch. Fair enough. I do want to come back to why you're thinking about selling it, because there has been a lot of news around that and what you're planning to do with it. But for the divisions, there's toys, there's Wizards of the Coast, toys, games, and entertainment. Basically, toys, games, and entertainment. We talk a lot about org charts in the show. It's secretly a show about org charts. How are they arranged? Do they share a lot of resources at the top? Are they mostly independent? You can see how most people's conception of Hasbro is: you make Transformers, then you make a Transformers movie, then that turns around into a Transformers video game, and that's all Hasbro. You actually have 3 different divisions that might be pulling in different directions and certainly experiencing different kinds of markets. So how tightly aligned are they? Well, I would say historically, we've run the businesses fairly independent from each other. Over the last year of being CEO, we're in the process of reorganizing and driving more commonality between the divisions. Today, we have 3 divisions: toys, games, and entertainment. We're transitioning with the sale of the non-Hasbro related aspects of our entertainment division to 2 primary divisions: games and then toys, entertainment, and licensing. Those will be supported by what we call 5 horizontals. Think about the business units as the verticals. They house the brands, they drive the major product innovation for the primary expressions of those brands. And Hasbro being a company all about play, it's the play experiences. And then these horizontals help to support the brands across the various executions that we have across what we call the brand blueprint, which is the strategy of the company. The strategy of the company is basically, hey, we have this collection of brands. We really focus on 7, which we call our franchise brands, and we execute those brands across a blueprint of multimedia experiences. That allows us to reach our consumers, segment them, and then hopefully profitably engage them across a range of products, services, video games, channels, as well as entertainment and location-based experiences. So the verticals drive the brands and the horizontals drive the execution across that brand blueprint. Whether it's movies and TV shows, licensed partners, our channels, our direct assets like Hasbro, Pulse, which is our big direct channel, as well as video, games and digital services, which is partially what the Wizards team helps to drive. When you say the verticals drive brands, verticals, business units, the business units. So that's toys and games, and they're going to say, all right, we're doing Transformers. Then your horizontals are. There's a video game studio. Their video games, licensing, entertainment, our channel execution, and other ancillary supports, such as location-based experiences. The reason I say this is secretly a show about org charts is because I feel like the thing a CEO has the most control over is the structure of the company to get whatever outcomes they want. You were at Wizards, you operated in the old structure, and then you became the CEO and said, this is the new structure. What made you want to make the change? Well, I think it's a couple things. First and foremost, when Wizards was a $450 million company, just to use my own personal experience, our brands were big, but by gaming blockbuster standards they were relatively smaller scale and had relatively constrained audiences. As we've doubled and tripled the size of those businesses and those brands, it has become apparent that those brands are bigger than just the primary game expressions they have. Our consumers want to be able to experience those in entertainment. They want to be able to experience those in lifestyle merchandising. They want to be able to collect things. Rather than trying to recreate those functions inside of a business unit, which is pretty hard because you have to do the recruiting and it costs a lot of money, why don't we leverage that expertise that we already have across the business? Let's be the Jiminy Crickets for the brands, the heart and the soul. From my perspective, let's give the business units the Pinel. Let's be the Jiminy Crickets for the brands, the heart and the soul, thinking about the consciousness of those brands. Then let's empower these central functions, which are very good at executing and entertainment. They're very good at executing with licensed partners to have them cross the brands to make them services that help the business units expand what they're trying to do. So to me, that just makes good business sense. It helps to drive specialty and expertise. It helps us to be able to scale the business. And it helps us to be able to do it across a relatively standard matrix of executional opportunities and partnership opportunities, which just makes it easier to drive a business at scale. Hasbro is like a $6 billion business. So driving things at scale and being able to drive it efficiently is really important to our success and to our shareholders. You're going from the classic divisional structure to this hybrid functional structure. Do those functional units of central teams all report to you? Well, it's a little bit of a hybrid approach. For instance, some of the horizontals report into the actual business units. Gaming is good at games, so digital games reports into games. Toys relies a lot on partnerships, particularly for licensed partnerships, out-of-aisle toy opportunities, and licensing opportunities, so licensing reports into toys. The business units are both their own, P&Ls and their own business units, but they also have service elements as well. We also have a centralized commercial organization that drives our distribution agreements and our relationships with our major retailers. They have a team that specializes in direct businesses, like we're developing with Hasbro Pulse. We centralize our supply chain teams, driving that on a global scale. We centralize our finance teams, our HR teams, and our legal functions, because that just drives some verticality and specialty and a little bit of being able to cross-reference resources. So I'll come back to this topic, but first I'm going to very directly ask you a rude question. A rude question 10 minutes in. Alright, you had an activist in your stock recently. You ultimately won that proxy battle. One of the things they wanted you to do was spin off Wizards of the Coast and make it its own company, which is pretty easy to do if it's a division and has some of that redundant functionality inside of it, but pretty hard to do if you have all these horizontal units servicing it. Was that any part of your rationale here, like, we should make this a harder idea to have? No, obviously, we took a lot of feedback from both that activist investor as well as from our investors as a whole. I wouldn't say that our organization was led by any one particular piece of investor feedback or activist feedback. Our organizational model was led based on what our strategy is, and our strategy goes back to this idea of a blueprint. At the center of our blueprint is the consumer and consumer understanding. Then it's about the brands that we want to execute on behalf of that consumer. And then it's a bunch of executional nodes that we want to drive because we believe they are important for us as a play company that is kind of turbocharged by storytelling. Really, that's what drives all of our decision making, around how we think about how we organize and where we think we can see efficiencies. Let me ask you a much more fun question now. Yeah, no worries. You've described a structure that's really good at getting value out of your existing big franchises. We live in a very app-driven world of sequels and expansions. But most people who I've told, hey, I'm talking to the CEO of Hasbro, are like, I've got a great idea for a toy or a Nerf gun. There's a sense that this is a place where people get to invent fun things to play with. So where do Hasbro's new ideas come from? Are you prioritizing that? Yeah. Well, as big and beloved as the brands are at Hasbro, at the end of the day, and this is probably my bias, I think we're a product company, a games company, an entertainment company, a toy company. We're dissimilar to a classic packaged goods company in that our products inherently have an emotional connection to people. They create a kind of joy. They create community and socialization opportunities that something like toothpaste or toilet paper never really could, at least not on purpose. So because of that, our products really drive how we think about our brands. The innovation and the customer understanding around those products drives everything that we do as a company. Inherent in our business unit structure, the people who are ultimately in charge are the product designers and the product makers, the creators across the company. They're the special sauce that I think makes Hasbro Hasbro, and makes our products great play experiences and ultimately great brands. Marketing is important, sales is important, supply chain and finance is important, but those just help to enable and expand these great play experiences. The innovation ultimately starts with consumer understanding coupled with passion for a space and passion for a product line. We try to make that as unbridled as we possibly can. We say, hey, there are 5 categories in which we want to be the best in the world. We want to be the best play company in the world for preschool. We want to be the best play company in the world for blasters and outdoor play. We want to excel at games. We want to excel at action figures. We want to excel at creativity. Inside of those spaces where we have a category captain brand, whether it's Play-Doh and creativity, Nerf and blasters, or Monopoly Magic and D4 games. For instance, we give our designers a wide purview to be able to innovate and draw inspiration from. If they happen to come up with an idea that maybe doesn't have a perfect fit inside of an existing brand, we have the capability to execute outside of an existing brand. Toys are a space where probably 50% of the category is brand new every year, and board games are very, very similar. We have to have the capacity to execute both within our brands to have innovation, but also outside of our brands and the categories that we want to play in. That's the best way to grow and excite our fans. Is there a room full of secret toys you get to go into and just be like, that one, not that one? Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't really have a big say inside of that pipeline. If I was the CEO, I'd be like, once a quarter, I'm just going to look at all the toys. I definitely get to play with all the toys, particularly with all the games before we go through the various stages of green lighting. But we have a team of thousands of people who are experts at what they do, who start with thousands of ideas and narrow them down to hundreds of concepts, and then dozens of actual products that we ship every year in a given category. Plus, we work with some of the best inventors in the world, who bring in great outside ideas. In a given year, we will probably ship 2,000 to 3,000 SKUs per year, about half of which are new, and over half of those are usually sourced from outside the company. We try to create as big and wide of a funnel as we possibly can. We try to give as wide of a purview to people as we can. From a management perspective, we try to provide priorities and objective metrics about what we want to see a product be able to do, and how we want to see it be able to delight a consumer, and help enrich our partners, making it a particularly good opportunity for our channel partners, and for us. Outside of that, we try to take the gloves off and allow our innovators to innovate. What's a metric for a Transformers toy beyond sales? Oh, well, you have NSAT and viral shareability. How much do people love it? How often do they share it with their friends? So you ship an Optimus Prime, and you look to see if people are tagging it on social media. Yeah. If people are talking about it on social media, we have ways to be able to measure how much is positive, how much is neutral, how much is negative, and who's sharing with whom as much as we possibly can. Now, that does depend on the product line. If the product is going to a 6-year-old, we have a fair number of rules that prevent us from getting too deep. If something goes after a 13-plus audience, we have a little bit more flexibility to be able to learn and track how our products are performing and how our brand metrics look. Is that all from social media, or are there other ways you track it? Yeah, so we have social media. We have fairly sophisticated proprietary market research, like attitude usage and awareness studies, which help us track the performance of an upcoming film. We do tens of thousands of playtests per year with consumers where we bring in little kids, collectors, moms and dads and have them experience a product in its early stages. We'll do mock-ups of retail aisles, or we'll go into stores with partners and actually have people shop to watch how they buy. With all of our digital games and our direct platforms, we're able to understand what the clickstream looks like as people go through them. What is the heat map of places that people really enjoy inside of a game or spend a lot of time on? What are some areas that are relatively cold or tend to be lossy in terms of being able to play? We're able to ingest all that together to start building a composite of what's working and what's not working across a brand, across a toy, or across a game. That's incredible. I never thought about how much testing you must do on an individual toy to see if it's a success. It's a lot. If it's one of our hero toys, you do this very complicated volumetric testing where you get tens of thousands of people giving you feedback on a concept and a product. That is ultimately what leads to our forecasting, and that tends to be pretty accurate. You announced a strategy at your Investor Day in October that I think this all feeds into. You call it Blueprint 2.0. You've said the word blueprint a handful of times now. One of the pieces of that blueprint was $100 million toward what you called a brand insights platform, which was supposed to help you make better decisions and better forecasts about what people want. Is that just taking all of this data and asking ChatGPT what toys to make? What is a brand insights platform? Maybe in 3 years, but right now it's still a lot of humans. So basically, the brand insights platform is a fancy way of saying how we put together all of our data analytics and market research. Why does that cost $100 million? Well, you have to have data analysts, you have to commission market research, you have to pay outside firms to help recruit people to come in for focus groups and play tests, and you have to pay various analysts externally to help you understand what trends look like. The $100 million is over the course of 5 or 6 years, so it's about $15 to $20 million a year, if not more. Then you have to build a bunch of systems. Some of them are off the shelf, but some of them are proprietary, and you build them in the cloud to be able to crunch all that data, give your employees access to it, and make it easy for them to be able to ingest and be able to use in their daily work. This comes up over and over again on Decoder. I think of Hasbro as a hardware company, and you think of it as a product company, though, obviously. You make some digital products as well. You're moving a lot of atoms around in addition to all the bits. Now you're like, I have to basically move a whole bunch of business strategy into a cloud system, some of which I will buy, and some of which I will have to build. How many software engineers do you have on a project like that? That cost tends to rapidly increase. Every CEO I've talked to who has made a big software investment finds himself with more software engineers than hardware engineers over time. Between our IT teams, our data analysts, and our software engineers, for building our direct platforms and our games, I would hazard a guess that we probably have in the neighborhood of 1,000 to 1,500 software-related engineers, product managers, and program managers, the people who touch code. Are they organized as one group or are they split up? The people building the brand insights platform are maybe not the same people writing the code for the next monopoly, right? Broadly speaking, it would be split up into 3 groups. You would have software engineers related to building games and building platforms who would be in product groups. Then you would have it-related software developers who build underlying systems, and they would manage our Oz Cloud, proprietary servers, and industrial-grade software, and the vendors that go along with that like Snowflake, Snowplow, or Tableau. Then you would have a smaller team, who would be on the data analytics side and actually code inside of those tools and create proprietary analyst queries. It's amazing to think of a toy company that has a data analyst group that employs its own software developers to figure out what toys to make. At the end of the day, that's what you're trying to do here, make more products that people want. Yeah, at the end of the day, everything good starts with a great understanding of your customer and your consumer. The vast majority of our software development is angling toward a better understanding of what our consumer wants and how to best deliver that to them. Here is another decoder trope that comes up a lot. Whenever you make a lot of database decisions, you're trapped in the past. Data can really only tell you about the past. It just feels like there's tension here. Okay, we have a lot of franchises that are very popular and have a lot of natural extensions to them. We have a data platform that will tell us what our consumers want more of, and then 50% of the products are new every year. It's incredible for a market to have 50% new products. Where and how do you balance that tension? I think you use data as an inspiration, but you shouldn't be shackled by it. I think you use data as an inspiration, but you shouldn't be shackled by it. It should be something that helps you understand what's working and what's not working. You should have a tolerance for risk and an ability to test and learn very rapidly. A lot of our data is around sharing new concepts with consumers, doing rapid prototyping in small-scale lab market tests, and understanding what hits and what doesn't hit. From that, we can scale a product relatively rapidly in 6 to 9 months, from detecting a hit to being able to scale it into something that can be quite big. Our data analytics don't have to be the only thing we do. We can also look at what other people do. A great source of insight for us is what happens on page 3 plus on Amazon product results. What are the small companies or new innovators doing on things like Kickstarter or e-commerce to find an audience? If a large company like ourselves can either partner with that company, maybe even buy them if it's money, or get inspired by what that product and category is, then we can pick up insights from that and learn from the trends. This brings me to the classic decoder question. You obviously have a lot of decisions to make about structure, new products, and which areas of the business to focus on. How do you make decisions? What's your framework? I would say it's a three-part framework. The first frame is always what's best for the consumer or best for the fan. What would delight them? Because, generally speaking, if we're able to delight the fans, we're usually able to profit from it. There's usually a fair value exchange based on that. The second area that I focus on is what's good for the shareholder. How do we make sure that what we're doing is profitable? It helps position us for growth. It's not just a sugar boost that kind of maximizes short-term area under the curve, but rather the long-term area under the curve. The last area I really think about is what inspires the employee. People come to Hasbro for a variety of reasons. It's a good company, it has a great reputation, and it tends to do well for the world. We have a fantastic mission. We're all about bringing joy and community to people. It's very rare for me to go to a cocktail party where people are not jealous, like, wow, you get to do that. It's the toy room. Everyone wants to go to the toy room at work. Yeah, totally. Fundamentally, I think the most important thing that drives our employees is that they have a similar story to mine. In my story of growing up, Candyland was the first board game I remember playing. Transformers and G.I. Joe were my favorite action figures. And was the first serious game I started playing. Magic helped me bridge a tough time in college, and Baldur's Gate, an original and video game, helped to inspire me to get into the video game industry. Hasbro is an important part of my life, and my fandom of it is genuine. That is echoed across the majority of our employees. I think everyone here wants to not just help drive the fandom, they want to put the fandom in a better place. If we're able to stack up and align those three lenses of what's good for the consumer, what's good for the shareholder, and what makes our employees feel good, generally speaking, then we make really good decisions that tend to be good for our brands and for the company. Let's put that into practice a little bit. You've had a busy year, and there have been some bumps in the road. Let's start with Magic: The Gathering. A lot of new card sets were released last year, and there was a lot of flack from people saying, okay, we're devaluing some of the legendary cards. One of our writers called it the Willy Wonka effect, where you never knew if you might get the golden ticket, you might get the rare card. Now it's pay to play. You can just pay $1,000 or whatever it is and get all the rare cards. How are you coming through that? That feels like, alright, we're going to really get the money out of this brand right now. We're going to make more expensive products because it's not just kids, it's adults with money now. We can just ask them to open their wallets. With Magic, I think it's important to keep in mind that the brand has been having great growth, and it has been fairly balanced growth. It's been about growth of new players, engaging existing players, as well as bringing back players who were lapsed. They might have stopped playing Magic because they moved away from their gaming group or from their favorite store, and a couple of years later they're able to find the game again. Being able to grow a brand on a balanced basis is important, and that's something I think we've been adept at doing. The strategy for growing Magic overall over the last 5 years has been what we call segmentation. When I started at Wizards, the primary, almost sole audience that we focused on for Magic was called the competitive player. That was the classic player who liked to play in store and with a version of the game called Standard, which was this rapidly rotated version played mostly in our high-end tournaments. We saw that there were these other versions of play, but frankly we were a little scared of them because we weren't sure what it would do to the business. Probably the biggest version was this player-created format called Commander, which was a 4-player format that had these 100-card decks. We were concerned, is that as lucrative of a market for us, and should we really focus on that, or should we just have the players do it? We discovered that if we embraced a growth mindset and new segments to actually build bespoke products for them and again, focus on doing right by the player, then we would tend to be rewarded for it. Fast forward 5 to 6 years later, and that competitive segment is still an important segment for us. That's even a little bit bigger than before, but almost all of the growth in the brand has been from that social player, that commander player, and building products specifically for them. We also realized the collectors wanted more bespoke products and ways to bling out their decks to have fun things that they can collect. While we have grown the overall engagement for a player and the amount of money that a player might spend on the game in general, we haven't seen a huge growth in the total amount of spend that these players have. Before we made these products, they were going out and buying them on the secondary market, spending about the same money as they would spend with us when we actually gave them a packaged product. So the growth of the brand has been tremendous. The secondary market has grown with the new player growth, which is good for everybody. The primary market has also especially grown because we've had a segmentation approach to embrace segments that were previously ignored. That made them happy, and I think it aligned everything from the player, the shareholder, and the employee. The criticism here is that maybe you're aligned more toward the shareholder. At one point, there was a note from Bank of America that said, Hasbro is over-monetizing Magic, which is frankly just an incredible thing for a bank to say about any product. Their argument was, Hasbro is making it less valuable, making it less special, and trading short-term profits for long-term brand durability. Well, yeah. Bank of America certainly had their opinion in that report, which was done by an analyst who had covered the brand for about 3 months. Just to give it a little bit of perspective, the brand has grown for 13 out of the last 14 years. Going back to the data point, we will typically poll tens of thousands of players per year on a brand like Magic. We talk to thousands of individual stores, and the most important channels for Magicare, probably all the mom and pop game stores around the world that do relatively modest business. They are small businesses with like 250,000 to 400,000 of total ring registers, and maybe the owner is only pulling in $50, $60, $70,000 a year. They're doing this because they're passionate about it, not because they want to get uber rich. So we're very careful about how we curate the experience for those stores to make sure that they and the players have a good experience. I think success speaks for itself, and growing for 13 out of the last 14 years. Growing by what metric? Growing by both revenue and player growth. The 1 year that we didn't grow, we declined by about 2%. That's a pretty darn good track record that is tough to second guess. This is something that's very important to you. You talked about how you grew up with these brands playing these games. Whenever you've mentioned them, the games in particular, you've lit up. You're obviously very engaged. Your fans are saying, hey, the dynamic of this game is changing because anyone can just go buy the rarest cards. Does that resonate with you as a criticism? Well, I think what resonates for me is that fans were concerned about the frequency of card set releases, particularly in Q4 last year, and we had some supply chain issues. Magic wasn't immune to some snafus in the supply chain. We had one card set that got delayed by 6 months because we couldn't get a specialty glue for the double-sided land cards we had inside of it. We had another one that got delayed by about 2 months, simply because demand for cardstock across all trading card games, sports card games as well, was just too much. So we had a couple releases last year where, rather than having our traditional 5 to 8 weeks of spacing, we only had a couple weeks of spacing. I think some of the other complaints we've heard, particularly if you go on a site like Reddit or Twitter, are a side effect from a strategy that is purposely saying, we're making products that aren't necessarily for all players. We're trying to segment things. There's definitely a section of players who are completionist. They want to be able to buy and engage with everything. As your brand gets bigger and bigger, it becomes harder to be able to service that player. We would love to, but sometimes we make a casual product for casual players that are not really appropriate for high-end collectors and vice versa. The last thing you have to realize is that you're starting to measure your player base in the tens of millions of active fans. Particularly for a game like Magic, which is so hyper-engaged and for which the tenure of players can be so long, you have some players actively playing today, who have never stopped playing since they first picked up a card in the late 90s or early 2000s. Like any kind of player population, you're going to have this Pareto curve of players who are more open to change and less open to change. Of course, there are some people who maybe started playing in 2002 and they want the game to be exactly the same as it was in 2002. They don't really like change very much and they might be quite chatty online. I think you have to balance out that individual feedback with the totality of feedback from tens of thousands of inputs to make sure that you're doing the right thing overall. So, don't let the haters get you down and stay the course. Or are you making any changes to tweak the strategy? Well, we always make changes, but our job is to bring joy, not to make people mad. We recognize that inside of a high passion player base, sometimes you're going to do some things wrong that will bristle some people the wrong way. We try to minimize that. This year, you'll definitely see better spacing across our product releases, and I think we're going to be more focused on new player acquisition, particularly with some of our new products like Universes Beyond. We just announced and started previewing our latest Universes Beyond set based on Lord of the Rings. We think that'll be cool for existing players, but more importantly, I think it's a great opportunity to introduce some new fans to Magic who might be geeks about Tolkien's work but haven't picked up a card game yet. Generally speaking, being able to bring in new players is a tide that lifts all boats. It helps our stores and it helps our player community because there are more fans to be able to play with. And if you participate in the secondary market as a collector, there are more people to share your fandom and trade with. So I want to talk about some Dungeons and Dragons drama. You had an open gaming license. People could just make stuff for D&D, and I think that served that community really well. It was part of the growth story of that product. There was a proposed update to that license that would have made it more restrictive. It leaked, and it caused a major backlash in the community. You backed off of that, but part of that was obviously because we're worried about NFTs. Right? That was part of the rationale there. We need to change this license to get ready for a world of digital scarcity. Is that on your mind? Is scarcity an important part of the project? I think what was more on our mind with Dan the open game license was two things. First off, very fairly, our fans have a high bar for how we represent the brand and the fandom of the brand. The original open game license didn't give us a lot of liberty to be able to police what people were doing in our name, so that was certainly something that was important for us. Diversity and inclusion is very important across all our brands, but notably with D&D team. The second thing we were thinking about was, okay, we're investing a lot in content, in building, and in digitizing the brand. How do we make sure we modernize this license that was originally created for books in this modern and technological context? That was to make sure the trademarks weren't misused and that we didn't get in trouble by using someone else's content inappropriately, and vice versa, whether they were a fan or another large company. Those were the two animating forces for making a change in the license. Now, the way that we rolled things out and the way that we did it, that was just a screw up. We did it wrong, and we definitely heard the feedback. I think we backtracked reasonably quickly, and I think we ended at a place that's good for our creators and ultimately good for our fans. It did cost us some trust, particularly with some of our most ardent creators, but we're building back. In general, I think people are pleased with the result, so we're moving forward. So, has the license actually changed? No, the only change that we made to the license was we put the content into the Creative Commons. If anything, it has even more robust protections for creators. It also gives us a little bit of protection on our trademark, because we can police it a little bit through Creative Commons. It makes the license irrevocable, so people can use it in perpetuity. Does that let you do the policing for diversity and inclusion that you want to do? It does on a light basis, because we have a little bit of trademark protection with Creative Commons where we can revoke the trademark. But one thing we definitely learned through the process is that the community is very good at policing itself and making its feedback known pretty well. Fair enough. I'll connect this to the org chart questions. The executive producer of Dungeons and Dragons, Kyle Brink, publicly said that part of the issue with this whole proposal, which you said was a screw-up, was that the creative and community teams at Hasbro, at Wizards of the Coast, didn't get a chance to give feedback. That is just structure, right? You have teams that are not aligned in a structure to even create that feedback, especially when you're all remote, because I imagine this was all happening when you guys were mostly remote. Have you addressed that structure? They just did it in a way that firmly applied foot to mouth. Yeah. This all came about when we were having a leadership transition on the brand. People were well intentioned. It was biz dev people and legal people who were given a task to say, hey, we need to update this for X and Y reasons, and they went out and started executing their marching orders. They just did it in a way that firmly applied foot to mouth. I think if we would have done it through our more traditional means, which is play testing, having the product people in charge, and really trying to drive it through an executive producer and our designers who are super tied into the community and super tied into our fans, we would have done it in a far different way. Ultimately, we would have landed in a similar place, but I think it wouldn't have caused as much churn and burned so much trust equity with our fans. Do you think your new structure, the horizontals inside the verticals, is going to solve this problem? Yeah. I mean, I think it solves it in that you have very strong product-led leadership in charge of each brand. We're not perfect, we are going to step in it now and then. What you need to do when you step in it is to take a step back and say, okay, what was I trying to achieve? Is that still achievable? What's the right thing for the fan? Sometimes even big organizations and highly successful brands, like and need to learn that. I'm pleased that we ended in a place that's good for our creators. And I'm pleased that the community is rallying around the brand and what we're doing again. We have a great movie coming out this weekend that is, knock on wood, tracking really well. The reviews are great, and I think the movie does a great job of introducing D to non-fans. Most importantly, it's a real love letter to the fans. Hopefully, it's something that millions of people around the world, who love to roll dice and use funny, pretend voices around a table, can have a real celebration moment for. My dad was an ear doctor, and he was like, when you were little, I just let you stick your finger in the outlet, because you have to learn somehow. He's very confident. So, I want to ask one more question about indie, and then I want to wrap up with entertainment. It does seem like one of the things you could do without a license that is more restrictive is to keep the NFT companies and the metaverse companies outside of this brand. Just keep them at bay, and you can put out your own NFTs. If there's one use case for NFTs that I've ever heard anyone say is good, it's D&D Beyond. You get the cards in the game, you can trade and sell those cards or digital goods, and you could do a smart contract and get a cut of those secondary sales. It actually makes sense, unlike almost every other NFT idea I've ever heard in my entire life. This is one where I'm like, alright, there's a glimmer of something here that makes sense. Do you want to go into the world of digital scarcity? It does seem like scarcity is important in the physical world. Well, I think for something like D&D, scarcity is maybe a little less important for us. For Magic, that thought of rarity and specialness tends to be important in the collectible. D&D tends to be more of a collaborative game, where scarcity isn't a real idea. It's more about social fun and helping to enable that. I'm not a huge fan of NFTs. When I was at Wizards, I was always very skeptical of them, and that's why our brands didn't really participate in them. That said, the concept of digital ownership and digital collectability is obviously going to happen. I don't think it's going to be NFTs, but it's obviously going to be something that happens. The permanence is going to be important for people. It's something that we're investing R&D and some partnership resources against. As it relates back to the ogle, I think that's probably separate from something like that, because what the opening game license really focuses on is rules and concepts, not imagery or proper nouns. Platforms like D&D Beyond, future video games, or even Magic: The Gathering Arena have this concept of digital ownership and digital tradability that is definitely something you will see from us in the future. I don't know if that future is 3 years from now or 5 years from now, but it's definitely in that kind of time range. When you say it's not NFTs, do you mean it's not NFTs as we know them, or that it's not the blockchain? What specifically do you mean? I'm saying I don't know what it's going to be. I'm just pretty darn sure that the solutions we have now aren't going to cross the chasm. Fair enough. You actually just bought D&D Beyond, right? You bought it last year for almost $150 million, and that was a really winding road for that product. It was at Curse, then it was at Twitch, then it was at Fandom, and then finally it was back home. Why wasn't that a thing you already had in-house? These things seem like very natural extensions of the games to me, putting them on a phone, for sure. I mean, back in 2016 and was maybe a $30, $40 million product. It wasn't very large, and we didn't have a huge budget associated with it. This whole concept of gosh, would people really want to play on their phones or use things like Skype video calling? That was state of their art back then, as shocking as that is. Would that really be a thing? Would that replace in-person play? We had a couple different partners, among them was Curse, who wanted to come up with D&D Beyond, and there was Roll20, Fantasy Grounds, and a whole bunch of others since then. From our perspective, it made sense for us, given the size of the brand and nascency of the opportunity, to do a partnership approach to see 1000 flowers bloom and to see what actually made sense. We found that as the 5th edition started taking off and Twitch streaming was a real enabler of it, more and more people wanted to use digital intermediaries, either because they couldn't connect with their friends in person or because they wanted to bring kind of a rich visual palette to the game that theater of the mind and slash or people's pocketbooks didn't fully allow because they couldn't afford $10,000 of Dwarven Forge high-end minis, but they could do it on something like Roll20 or D&D Beyond. As we saw how important D&D Beyond was becoming taught D&D-based play, it made more and more sense for us to think about, hey, maybe we should be talking to the current owner about insourcing it into D&D. So we had a fairly lengthy amount of discussions around that and ended up at what we thought was a fair price. They got rewarded for a pretty good investment that they made a couple years prior, and we got a fantastic platform at a good valuation that's been high growth for us since we bought it. What are your plans now that you have it? Are you going to try to accelerate it? Are you going to make it more of a constant companion when you're playing the game? How are you thinking about the goals for that product? The general trend we saw with D&D Beyond before we bought it is what we're trying to continue moving forward. Today, probably about close to 50% of D&D games are played using some kind of digital tabletop. Most frequently it's D&D Beyond, as an intermediary for play. We see that trend only continuing, so that the vast majority of play is going to involve a screen of some form, either to manage your character or to manage the visuals associated with the game. We think D&D Beyond is one of the best platforms for that. It has deep integration with the content, and there are a lot of fantastic opportunities for adding visuals to it. We've had a friends and family playtest of an Unreal-based digital tabletop that's kind of a compendium to D&D Beyond. It adds an isometric, high-end 3D tabletop RPG experience to it that we think could be really cool, and it's something that we think people would enjoy playing. With the pandemic, people are having to play remotely and are relying more and more on these digital tools. It just accelerated that trend. That's where we see D&D Beyond. We think it'll continue to work with third-party digital tabletops and compendiums. We see a rich ecosystem for that, but we always think the thing that comes from the brand will probably have a pretty important part in the ecosystem. Let's wrap up by talking about TV and movies. You have a big movie coming out this weekend. Indeed, there's also a Transformers movie that I'm very excited about. Have you noticed that I love Transformers? I keep bringing them up at every turn. They were mine when I was a kid. Were you a 90s kid? Did you do the Beasts, 80s and 90s? No, Beast wasn't out. Yeah. I was an 80s kid, so Beasts were a little bit after my time, but I've seen the movie and it's pretty cool. Alright, send me a copy. Let's do it. The production studio, Eon, was put up for sale, parts of it, anyway. You just bought it, basically, for $4 billion in 2019. They had a music division, which definitely didn't seem like a fit. Death Row Records. For sure, yeah. That didn't seem like a fit for Hasbro. You sold that off, and now the rest of it's up for sale, apart from the children's division. Why get out of that business? It seems like a very natural extension for what you're doing. The parts that are up for sale are the non-Hasbro based IP. We looked at, okay, if our strategy is this thing called the brand blueprint, and it's all about creating play experiences and merchandise experiences for content and brands that we create, what brands fit in that envelope and what brands don't necessarily fit in that envelope? Transformers. It's natural that we would have entertainment and help to execute entertainment for Transformers. We want to make sure that we retain those capabilities, whether it's live-action movies or kids' animated TV shows. Naked and Afraid, the reality TV show, is probably not going to do an action figure, at least not one that would ship at Walmart. Mrs. Harris Goes to Peru's Monopoly is probably not going to be a huge business opportunity for that. We're taking a fairly large chunk of the film and television division, and we've had a pretty robust process with a lot of interested parties, and we're putting that up for sale. We'll be able to retain the ability to do creative development, business affairs, and co-productions and co-financing for our own IP in film and TV. We'll have really robust production capabilities in animation, which is very core for a toy and game company like Hasbro. For the balance of it, I think we'll be able to find a good home with someone who has really high scale in production and can drive more cost savings and synergies, someone who has their own distribution platform, or someone who is looking for their own first-party IP that they can then put on their platform. I've seen some names floating around the Hollywood trades. How close are you to a deal? We had a very robust first round. We're in the second round now, and we should have an update in the next couple months. A lot of the conversation about running a business like that was what you might call a zero interest rate phenomenon in the streaming wars. All of the streamers were just throwing money at everyone to build a catalog, attract an audience, and I think become a monopoly. I'm not actually sure what the end goal of all that was, but that has pulled way back. The Netflixes and HBO Maxes of the world are not spending nearly as much as they were, and they're certainly not spending an arms race with each other. Is that part of the rationale here? This market has totally cooled, so we want to stick with the winners. I think the original rationale of, we have a brand blueprint, and we want to make content that injects into it and drives merchandise sales still holds. If anything, that has become more important as people are focusing on quality over quantity. They want to have brands that break through. That's why Transformers continues to be a blockbuster film franchise, with and is seeing such a warm, critical fan reception in the early previews, and why we're seeing success with the Hasbro portfolio. For the non-Hasbro based IP, I think what people are looking for is consistent, executional quality and people who really are a team, who really know how to get this done, and can do it cost efficiently because margins are becoming compressed in that space. As you think about a content spend and production, it's either I'm going to drive scale to really be able to drive efficiency so that I can have a better margin structure than my smaller competition, or I have a distribution platform that I need to inject content into cost efficiently, and I want to have some IP and teams that can do that. Those are really the two nodes of interested bidders inside Eon. We're fortunate in that the Eon team has some fantastic content, some fantastic brands, and they have some really good teams that I think are generating significant interest. When you talk about quality over quantity, you're an IP-based business. You have these big franchises and a brand-based strategy. I can just make the comparison to something like Marvel, where they have made too much stuff and the fans are just reacting to this latest phase. It felt like I had to do a lot of homework, and then the homework never paid off. This comes back to the animating tension that I'm kind of poking at here. The risk is that you're making too much stuff and you're not making enough new stuff. You won't turn the volume down and let it breathe before you come back with something new and bigger and better. Does that worry you with these franchises? With Transformers and now with D&D being turned into movies, are these things always going to be on? No, I mean, maybe if I was as fantastically successful as Marvel, I might have that concern. From Hasbro's perspective, we have over 1,500 brands in our vault. We have a ton of different IP and trademarks that we can mine. Where we are in our journey, 100 years in, and thinking about what our next 100 years will look like, it's, hey, where do we really want to focus, and where do we really want to break through? Again, it goes back to that three-part decision making: what's best for the fan, what's best for the shareholder, and what's best for the employee and the teammate. We've really focused with our new strategy on the 5 categories we think we can deliver the best play experiences on. We have one or more brands in each of those categories that we think can be a category leader inside of that. We're really going to focus on those and drive those to breakthrough. Where we are on developing each of those IPs is maybe the second inning of a 9-inning game. Where we are on developing each of those IPs is maybe the second inning of a 9-inning game. We have a lot of upside, and we're still allowing our teams the ability to think about a breakthrough. It's not like we're just going to focus on these 5 categories and 7 focus brands inside of them. If someone comes up with a great idea, we're going to chase it. For instance, we have a sci-fi RPG in development by the former chief creative at BioWare, James Olin, who created the game that inspired me to get into the video game industry, which ultimately led me to Hasbro. He's developing a new IP for us. Our toy teams are developing new IPs and new ways to extend and push the boundaries of where things like Nerf or My Little Pony live. I feel like we have a decent balance on that now, but maybe have me back in a year and a half and test me and see how we did. We'll see how phase 3 is going. Yeah, you brought up Nerf. I actually have a Nerf question. We have an editor here, Sean Hollister, who is a hardcore Nerf fan. He gave me so many Nerf questions, but I wanted to ask you just one. Nice. Here it is. It's very direct. I hope it's a soft dart. I'm not a Nerf person, so I'm just going to say the words, and you react to them. This is from Sean. The Nerf community's top ask is for Hasbro to embrace short darts so you can carry more and be more accurate, but instead, they've introduced several new ammo types that are less reliable. How do you crack the enthusiast market? Well, the first thing I tell you, Sean, is you should try our new Gelfire blasters. Oh my god. If he was here, he'd be freaking out right now. I'm sure you'd have an immediate response to this. They're super hydrated little pellets that melt away after you blast them. They're super high velocity and a heck of a lot of fun. To the second part of the question, we have this new sport that we're developing called Nerf ball. It's dodgeball meets basketball meets paintball, and I think Sean is going to be really psyched with the Nerf darts we have for those specific blasters. Alright, we're going to have you come back and just do an hour on Nerf. It's incredible. I love that you own Nerf on top of everything else. It's very good. You said you had a blaster division? Yeah, incredible. We'll have you back just for the Nerf Hour with Chris Cox. Well, we should make it a twosome with Adam Kleinman who runs it for us. Very good. Here's the last big think question. I've been thinking about this throughout this entire interview. You have described Hasbro as going from a toy company for kids to an entertainment company for adults. There's a Nerf community, and they are vocal and they want things. There's ad&D community that pushed back on a copyright license change. I mean, that speaks to me. That's incredible. There's emoji community. There's a Transformers fandom. You now operate a company that services these huge fandoms that are basically adults with money. I think the toy industry phrase is kids at heart. We just call them fans. This is a new phenomenon in business. You are a company that services fandoms. The fandoms are huge and they're vocal, and they're adults with money. When did you see that shift, and how much farther do you think that shift goes? Oh, I think it's a seismic shift inside of the entertainment industry, and in the toy industry in particular. When I was a kid, it was weird to be the comic book guy or the pop culture nerd. I think artists like Steven Spielberg and George Lucas helped to pave the way for a whole new generation of fans who would not just be fans when they were young but lifelong fans. I think Gen X is among the first generations who really drove that. Just look at Gen Z and Millennials' favorite brands. They're usually game brands. They are things they played on their consoles, on their PCs, or on their phones. It's the highest engagement entertainment property they have. It's incumbent upon the entertainment industry, and the toy and games industry in particular, to adopt a very similar methodology as professional sports have. The NFL has an ethos that I need to mint a fan by the age of 13, because if they don't start watching football or playing football by the age of 13, they probably never will. Likewise, we have this amazing opportunity where we start to build a relationship with kids as early as the age of 2 or 3 in preschool. It's up to us to keep that relationship strong well into adulthood, and to make sure that the brands are big enough, flexible enough, and evolved enough that we can simultaneously continue to serve the next generation of fans when they're young, but have them age up and do amazing games, amazing entertainment, and amazing collectibles as they grow older and more sophisticated. The dynamic of our market is a fandom, and the fandom is very